years ago. So I've been playing a Dragonborn barbarian in most of my games repetitively. So I just want to get something different. Still want to be combat, but not just combat. Um, and the role playing and voices and stuff isn't a big thing for me. It's hard for me to think of doing that on the top of my head, so I tend to just kind of play the game out. But I like having fun and I think things out. So, and I know Noni from my other games. And that's how I ended up getting here.
Yes, there are some people doing the other games and stuff, but he's from the Saturday one that the other people took over and stuff. But yeah, who would like to go next? Introduce your character to Demidon.
I'll go next. So, I'm Tall Guy. I came in the session basically because one of the other players who was supposed to be here tonight, but I couldn't make it, really liked playing with me in another game and just recommended Noni let me in. Since then, I have played a Lizardfolk Barbarian, a Dragonborn Monk, and now I'm playing a Portal Cleric. The Lizardfolk died. I decided to retire the Monk because we really needed somebody who could focus on healing. And my guy's name is Tropicus Shelburne, but you can just call him Troppy. And I am going to attempt to do an actual voice for him instead of my own, because I want to try it.
That works.
And who would like to go next?
I'll go next, unless you wanna go. No. Okay. so hey guys, my name is Sam, and I live in Virginia. Survived the hurricane, or kind of passed by us actually. And I'm playing the monk, open hand technique, and I'm a wood elf, so hopefully then I can do some damage now.
Well, hopefully there will be some damage. But yeah, the
Yeah,
orcas
exactly.
Probably
Stop
will
hoping
never
we
see.
die, Noni.
We almost died last time.
But only you guys get to kill, and I never get to kill anything.
You did kill me!
You get to kill things.
But yes, thank you for your introductions. And between two of you, well, Ivern or Joffrey, but who would like to go next?
I'll go ahead. My name is Joe. I play Elrit, the halfling bard. Oh God, sorry, I'm tired. I don't know where to go after that. Yeah, I play the halfling bard. He just kind of has been filling in whatever role is missing for everybody, since we're always missing a person every week. Mostly I've been healing up until now, but hopefully I'll be able to use my little mindfuckery spells now that we have a dedicated healer.
Ah, yes, and don't forget that if you cast spells on the other player characters for flavor, then they don't cost spell slots!
I'll keep that in mind. I'll have some fun.
Hideous mockery all day. But yes, thank you for your hideous laughter and the vicious mockery. But thank you, and how about Ivern?
My name is Scott. I'm playing. I live in Ohio. I'm playing Valen Kin. He's a wood elf raider, a rogue, and he hates everyone but Euro right now. So.
This group, everyone is alright, but everyone else. But yes.
No, totally. Yeah, you guys are okay, except for people, and everyone else is.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
And it's just okay. First of all, I'll say sorry for having such a weird notification on the starting time. It was confusing on my side, but I should still apologize for having this time fuckery happening. It was like 1 hour earlier, 2 hours later. But yes, I'm glad everyone can make it today. And last time in the sessions, we left up as all of you guys were fighting of these killer whales in the sea as your ship got wrecked by the thunderstorm, and you guys all safely managed to escape from these orcas' grasp and managed to get to the shore near the cities of Haven. although you guys are some distance away from the haven, you guys were expecting 1 more days of travels and ship, but you're not quite sure exactly where you're at relatively to the haven at the moment. And before we start up the sessions, I tried to get more informations on the... I would like to get a little bit more informations about Elytrias? How would you pronounce that?
Elytrius.
So for your background, I know that you're hunting someone, but I couldn't see anything in the bio in the section. So would you...
I hadn't actually put it. I didn't actually get to it today. I was working on stuff for the wedding.
Yeah. Would you just just short summary of who you're hunting and how you're doing?
I was coming to this. I'm gonna basically lay it out as I was on my way over here. On a rumor that there was supposed to have been a new Assassin's Guild establishment being set up somewhere on this new continent I had heard of, and then that's how I had started coming this way to start researching into that. And I didn't have a specific target. I was going to find my next target.
So you were going to you're going to be in the contact with the Assassin's Guild, and that's your goal for coming here?
Well, the people in the town to find out. I'm not going to go straight at the guild itself that way. I'm going to just try to find out what I can about it, and then just basically pick targets as I find them, because it's more fun that way.
Yeah, but you're friendly towards the guild, though, right?
Yes,
and
yes. I'm going to make it seem like I'm one of them, but I'm not exactly. I think we had this conversation the other day in our other game, actually, where I have a face at my job, but I have a face outside of the job too.
Okay, so I'll say that you have like a friends within the guild. I'll say that you know the Jara. He is one of the assassins that you have a contact on. One of the contacts in the islands have told you that if you were to go into the Assassin's Guild about how to find it and using your Thieves' Cant, if you go there and then say that you are from, you're looking for Jara, then they should be able to get you to the Assassin's Guild.
Okay.
Alright. However, your journey was not very easy. You have spent several months in ship in pain, as many of the people is not adjusted to the sailor's life, and for 3 months you have traveled, eating just a very hard thick bread and the tasteless soup, and very tiny bit of citrus, getting you nuts for the next 3 months. But you have finally arrived to the new continent. And in there, you have were looking for the Assassin Guild, although the town that you have arrived didn't seem to have any at the moment. And you have heard about this very more exciting, quote-unquote, town named Haven, and decided to make a journey towards it. And on the way, you notice that the weather seems to be significantly worsening in a very short period of time. You have never seen such a weird phenomenon happening in the back in the islands where you're living, but as that is happening, you decided to probably find the shelters and take a rest for the day. And we will say that that is just of where you'd be starting off. But is there anything you would like to do in your place that you'd be sheltering? I would say that is like a local cave on the way towards the city of Haven.
Okay, so I'm like in the cave on the way to where we're putting it.
Yeah, and I'll say that you didn't find any signs of alive, dangerous animals nearby, and found that it was a pretty good place to escape the winds and.
Yeah, so I would get out of the weather, and I'm gonna sit there and just gonna get some meditation time in, and think on try to get some kind of help during meditation on where I'm headed to next. And basically think on the situation and how it didn't work out so far the way that I had it planned.
Okay. Roll intelligence check. Let's see.
Starting me right off.
Ooh, the first roll.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I didn't even have it open.
That's a save. You gotta make a check.
Yes.
Yeah.
Reroll. Reroll.
I wasn't good at it.
Lucky there.
Intelligence rule. There we go.
Nice.
Ah, there you go.
Even better.
from the previous journeys that you have been here, you do know that the weathers usually don't change a lot, at least as far as you heard in the new islands, new continents. You know that the weathers usually last for a week or longer if the things are contained. Probably it is meaningless to wait in here to get to the storm tonight, but likely you know already where the direction to the city is, and if you were to just journey a little bit more than a half of the day, so mostly, how to say, 3/4 of a day, you should be able to get to the city without no problem. Although it is delayed a little bit due to the storm.
Due to the storm. All right. So then, yeah, I would head out and continue towards town.
You would head out?
Yep. I would want to get to the town itself as soon as possible by my thinking. So yeah, I would head out then and start making my way towards town.
All right. And I'll say that you follow the, if you were to go out and seek for the way to the town, you know that the people that you have told you that you should just follow the coastline, as the haven is a coastal city, and you would arrive there eventually. And as you keep walking, 4 of you guys, what are you guys doing in the shore? As you guys just got shipwrecked and in the land.
Wet.
And many of you
Angry.
are pretty wet and angry. I believe many of you guys are very tired and exhausted. Is there any plans that you guys like to do? And how would you guys like to proceed?
Well, I think we need to find shelter or somewhere safer than just, because I think last time we stopped it was raining, correct? And it was very windy.
Very windy and very rainy. If there was a children, he would just put his face on the ground and probably just, yeah. Actually, it'd be pretty hard for, what was the name of our little halfling? Ellet, yes. It'd be pretty hard for Ellet to walk with the strong wind and whatnot, but yes.
Yeah, and I think at least my character is like asking the group, let's find a safer shelter.
We're probably gonna want to get off the beach too. Gonna have to find a cave or something.
Yeah, that'll be good. Somewhere that is like a little bit more warm than this cracks.
While they're discussing, Valen is doing his normal thing and being paranoid and looking out over the area to make sure nothing's coming.
As I have mentioned, within 30 feet is lightly obscured, and after 60 feet it is heavily obscured about everything behind, and it is quite hard for you to observe the further areas at the moment. Is there anything that you would like to do to assist the situations to make it lessen the effect of the rain?
I have nothing that can do that, so.
Neither do I.
Wow!
Yeah, it doesn't look like I do either.
Is that the wood elf thing?
Fog.
Well,
I just remembered it right now. I was like, well, I'm out there, and you said 30 feet view. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna hide in the rain. Or try to.
Yep. For example, with this weather, Balan, I believe you have an ability to hide if the things are lightly obscured. You should be able to hide literally anywhere.
Yeah,
No,
I have Mask of the Wild.
But yes, with that in mind, how would you guys, 4 of you guys, like to find shelter?
I guess we're just gonna get off the beach and head more towards inland and like just search for either a cave or a very dry covered area that we could use as shelter for the night.
Okay. And you guys will separate, or?
No, we're all going to.
No, we should stick together. Yeah.
He says no.
Man.
Yeah, split the group.
Valen's going to stealth his way there, though. He's like kind of ranging out.
Okay. Stealth is a thing, but let's say inland. Oh my goodness. My plans are going off the chart today. Woo! The goal was to make you two groups encounter each other as soon as possible, but you guys are going into the game. Maybe you guys will meet each other on the way, though. Why don't you guys? Actually, why not? On the way, as you're going on the way into the inland and trying to search for the cave, you guys notice that a little bit inner side of the inland is mostly forested area, although it is not as heavily vegetated compared to the thick forest that you've seen near the Mercury Lake nearby in this area. But it seems like it's providing a little bit of shelters and helping you on this lessen the effects of the rain. And in there, who has a better perception? What is your passive perception for the highest one? I need
15.
Yeah, I have 15.
Mine's
All right.
13.
Yeah, mine's 13.
Eletrius, what's
Right.
your passive perception? Eletria. Is that the correct
yes,
name spelling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still moving on that name. Yeah, I'm a 14.
Alright, 14 and 15. And who had 15 again in the group? Alright. Tropy, you would see that it's a little weird, some sort of human figure in the other side of the forest. It's a little bit walking in the perpendicular direction to you guys, but it seems to be approaching towards your directions. And he...
Yo, dude!
At the point, now everyone would hear the sounds of Yo
Oh my
Dude
God.
in the heavy rain.
Yeah, do I know thaumaturgy? I think I know thaumaturgy.
Oh my goodness,
I
that
know
is even more
thaumaturgy, so I
perfect.
just use thaumaturgy to make my voice boom. Yo, dude!
The trees shake in the sounds of Yo Dude as they are waving their hands at the greeting, and you guys would see each other.
Because I'm a cautious fool, I just go ahead and I immediately just go to grasp a weapon and start looking in the direction of the sound.
And you see the four men, they're heavily armed.
You don't see me at all, but I'm going to draw my own bow.
Yeah, you just see a 6'5" turtle man wearing a Hawaiian shirt, khaki shorts, and a straw hat with puka shells just waving at you.
Puka shells. All right, and so I'm not gonna pull. I'm not gonna draw, because it doesn't seem like he's aggressive anyway. At the point, the other guys I'm kind of curious about because they're not making any noise. So I'm not gonna go closer, but I'll just wave and stop. Just like,
Hey, do you need any help? And I inch my way closer.
Yep. Can you describe your character's appearance to the group?
Oh, my character appearance?
For Electra. Electrias.
Oh, okay.
Oh my goodness,
So-
this name is the second to none hardest to pronounce. It's Electrias.
So my character, let's see if I written any bio. Yeah, so it's like a 5'3" tall, brown eyes, brown hair. It's like I'm covered with a tattoo, and you can definitely tell that I'm an old elf, and just wearing commoner clothes, no armors or anything fancy.
Balin has the tattoos too, right?
Valen is covered in tattoos.
Yep, so 2 tattooed elves. But yes, Electria's...
Set it up.
Yep, you see that there's a tattooed elf with a brown skin approaches you in the depths of the forest, and you see them pretty clearly if you were to get close to them.
Yeah.
okay. Seeing that they're elves, it does calm me a little bit. Also being an
They're
elf.
elves.
And I'll go ahead and approach, and I'll ask the group of them that I can see. What brings you guys out here in the middle of this storm? Also,
Well,
So
we were I told everyone that we shouldn't take the boat, but we took the boat.
Well, we saved a few days of travel. Quit your bitching.
Well, I've just
And
been
I
stuck in
also-
this rain since I got here.
Yeah, I also had like we've been shipwrecked and we are missing our captain, and we realized that we've been attacked by these hungry orcas as well as killer whales.
Oh,
we
orcas are
just
killer
made-
whales, I thought.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
they're the same.
Yeah, it's okay.
Hungry
And-
Orcas was not as fun as Hungry Hippos.
Yeah, true. And our shipwreck and our point at the direction where we have been shipwrecked, and saying like, yeah, we barely managed to survive, and we are here now. We are looking for shelter, somewhere that we can be away from this rain. And I'm pointing at the weather. Like, are you familiar around this area?
We're also on our way to Haven, but I'd like to get a rest in because, whales.
Well, I was on my way to Haven also, but they're just a little bit back. I just left the cave. It's dry and safe.
Oh, tight, man.
Oh, would you like to lead us there, and maybe we can sit down and maybe we can chat
Absolutely.
more?
We can. I can go ahead and start a fire up for you guys. Oh no, I'm not a Dragonborn anymore. Damn it, that's the wrong token. Now that I'm thinking about it.
I can start a fire. That's
Yeah.
fine.
And then we can go back and we can relax and maybe get to know each other a little bit more. And we're heading in the same direction, so maybe we can help each other out some.
Sounds
And
like a
that,
plan.
and in truth, you actually don't see much of Valen other than eyeballs, which I assume another elf can recognize because he's masked as long as everybody's just wandering around. So
Oh, by the way, I do tell my name. Hey, my name is Jiro, by the way.
Oh, hi, Jiro. I am Electrius.
Lectures.
Dave
Nice to
Stropey,
meet you.
dude.
I'm Elric.
my name is Valen.
Oh yeah.
You can
And
tell that like people are not his thing. He's really just looking off as he's trying.
Doing his own, right?
Just trying to look cool.
Elric's just too worn out to be social at the moment.
oh yeah, you have 2 exhaustion or 1 exhaustion at the moment?
I don't think I have
one,
any
actually,
exhaustion. but-
so I should be a little more tired.
Okay. Yep, so you guys spend a little bit of time coming back to the cave, and it wasn't that much hours since you left. Easily make it in a few minutes, and you guys get a pretty nice shelter here, and you feel like you would be, if you would start a fire here, then smoke would probably get out of the cave and probably warm yourselves. And would you guys like to camp here for the day?
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
must
I
go
think
far
we
back.
already.
Take a long rest.
Half of us only need half the time.
Yeah, we already took
You
a short rest, I
you
believe.
still
but-
need 8 hours, but you don't sleep. You only meditate for 4 or whatever.
Yep.
I mean, sorry, go ahead.
If you guys were to take a short rest here, long rest here, those of you who have exhaustions, I don't know who does, but I think everyone who did have exhaustions are missing from the session right now. So, yes, you guys will take an exhaustion off and restore your full health and whatnot, and all the spell slots. And in the meantime, what you guys are doing is, what are you guys going to talk about? Do you guys talk about anything while having a long rest?
I mean, I would be kind of curious as to what's everybody's goal? Not goal. I think I would ask. Let me see. Let me figure out how to word it. What brings you guys to this land?
Oh, we're here to kill Roge. He's a real dick. He summons demons and he's got to die.
Whoa, that dude sounds like bad news. I was just drifting by and saw these dudes in trouble, so I thought I'd help them. It was way over my head when I did that, but it worked out for the better, I'd say. Got some new friends. Lost my boat, but I could get a new one. No big deal.
And I tell a story where I've been investigating on the city on my own, and I've heard and noticed this demonic presence. and as well as my elders have taught me the ways of helping others. So I'm trying to spread the goods throughout the whole town if I can.
Trying to spread the goods. Valen's just lighting the
The
fire.
goods. You mean good, good teachings, not like good like supplies.
As soon as the fire is going, Elmer throws his pack on the ground, just falls face first onto it, and falls asleep. He's tired of everything.
Valen's gonna like pull off his like weather resistant cloak and all that, and just kind of like put it on top of Elrit.
Trophy is just
You're
gonna
gonna-
like lay on his stomach, take his hat off, put it on his on the top of his shell, and then retreat into his shell to sleep.
All right.
And since I've already rested, I head towards kind of like the front of the cave and kind of sit down on watchfulness both ways so I can see them and outside.
All right. And one thing that I forgot to tell Electrus for Demidon is that this weather, the outside temperature is extremely low with the very severe winds along with the thing. So you may gain exhaustion if you venture too long without any heating equipment or any sort of a heat solutions.
Okay.
Your character would be aware of that by default, so that is that. But yeah.
What manner of elf is Electrius, out of curiosity?
What manner of what?
Of elf.
I'm a wood elf. I'm just a regular.
Oh, you're all good to go then, yeah.
Hey, what else?
Yeah, Valen is giving me
Wait, is there like 3 old elves now?
Yep, 3 wood elves in the party.
Oh wow, okay.
Because most
Oh, there you go,
all-
Valen. You got another tribe started.
Later on, we'll wind up finding out we're all family and shit.
Meanwhile, you guys just have a rotating lizard person with you at all times.
But yes, you guys will take a long rest there, and next morning, probably the sun will come up. Although you would barely see any differences outside, it's still dim as fuck, and heavy rain pouring outside. And before you leave into this cold, cold world, would you do anything to help yourself to be warm?
Valen's gonna put on his cold weather outfit.
He actually have it? Interesting.
I'm a survivalist barbarian, dude. Like, yeah.
I thought you were a ranger. No, wait, rogue.
No, I mean by background, he's barbaric.
Your background wise it makes sense, but in your inventory I see nothing.
Oh, I thought I took that, but that's fine if I don't have it.
Any of the winter clothing. If you have any, then I'll say yeah, that would be awesome. But yes, preparedness is a key. But yes, that is that. Is there anyone else who would like to try anything? You may gain some exhaustions. However, you would get to the city regardless.
Trophy's just gonna reach into his shell, pull out his big old raincoat, and put it on. By the way, for the sake of like just inventory thing, I'm gonna say that's my leather armor. Since I'm a turtle, I kind of don't need to wear it. So for the sake of just like my inventory, can we say the leather armor is a raincoat or a hood at least?
Yeah, I'll take it as a raincoat. In that case, just rewrite leather armor as a raincoat, though.
Got it.
I
So
mean, you
if it's
just made your
cold
character
out-
yesterday, so.
Can I just warm up my water skin and put it underneath?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Can I fill up my water skin with the rain dripping down from the rocks and just kind of catching it?
And then put it on the fire for a little bit to warm it up. Not enough to ruin my leather water skin, but enough to warm it up, and then stuff it down into my vest or something while I'm walking.
That would help a little bit. Yeah, you guys should be able to.
Yeah,
do
we're gonna have heated wine skins under Valen. He has like 5 water skins full of booze. So.
that. Oh, are you drinking booze to keep yourself warm?
With
Yeah,
4 straws.
Valen is drinking. If he's existing.
I would say that definitely works and will keep you warm. How many
I
drinks do
need
you
to
do?
make a Constitution saving throw to see if he's drunk.
every 5 minutes.
And I look at your inventory and you don't have alcohol. This is sad. But
Oh, I bought that before we left. I know I did that.
this I say to the inventory though, like retroactive buying some of them is fine, but not too much. I usually do the retroactive for the new make characters, but and yeah, flavor wise it's awesome.
I went to Dala. Yeah, I went to Dala and filled my water skins with booze. I did. I know I did that before we left. So.
Oh yes, you did actually. I think so.
He's like, I even remember that now.
But yes, that is that. And Elliot, would you try anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna take my bedroll out of my pack and just kind of throw it over top of me and walk around with it.
It'll make it tired in other meaning, but it will shelter you from winds for sure.
As we say, as long as it gets the wind and the rain off me a little bit, that's what I'm going for.
There will be multiple checks of exhaustion on the way you're getting there, but I'll say that on those you will have advantage, but you will gain 1 exhaustion for sure for having the heavy stuff with you.
Just for carrying it.
Is it fair?
Okay. That's
All
fine.
right.
So I'd like to try to find the best path possible to the town, to the nearest town.
I would say that you and Electras already know the best paths current. You're probably living nearby, right?
No, I'm a sailor. I was literally I've never been to this island, so I've just been drifting around the ocean, looking for adventure.
In that case, I still say that the Electrias probably know the best way for you now, and as I mentioned, the vision range is pretty sad at the moment for scouting purpose, at least. It's quite hard to find the perfect pass if you can see like the 60
that's what
feet at the
I know, but that's why survival checks exist, dude.
Or nature, baby. You looking at the grass and the I guess moss,
I'm looking
and just trying to feel the way.
I'm looking for tracks or anything that could lead us towards a village.
This is not a conventional road on the places, and most of the tracks on the ground would have been erased with the heavy rain that had been pouring over the night even.
Alright.
If there is a reasonable cases that you can at least make sense out of it, I'll say that you can roll survival, but yeah.
From what I was told, that we're it's the Haven's somewhat of a coastal town, so I wouldn't want to walk right on the coast to head up, but I would want to walk coastline-ish, like kind of along the line of grass and trees, and coast on the other side, or at the edge of a hill or a cliff or something to that effect.
Yep.
And just follow that in the direction that I was told to head towards Haven would be the way that I would naturally head.
On the ways, it will take, as I mentioned, 3/4 of a day, and with that, you make 3 checks for exhaustions towards there. And all 5 of you make Constitution saving throw. And those with the hot water thingies, I'll say that you guys can add +1 to your saving rolls. And
what about being like perpetually day drunk?
Perpetually day drunk, I'll say that will work for. I'll say that you gain a advantage on the first roll.
What about?
I don't know. You have enough to get and raincoat and the bed. You will get the advantage for all 3 rolls on the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh,
all right. DC for the place is not that hard. It is a DC 10.
Natural 20.
Whoo! Is there anyone who rolled less than 10?
Yeah, I think like a third roll of my Constitution save was 5.
All right.
With advantage, I got 18, 16, and 13.
All right. You guys make it to the city without much of a trouble on the way. Although Sam's the name Zero. Zero seems to be having a little blue lip on the end of it, and you gain 1 point in exhaustion, being low in temperature for a long period of time. But by the end of the day, you guys all arrive into the city, and it was quite hard to see the city from just the outside, as it was very dark in the outside and heavy rain. But As you're entering the city, you feel that this is probably one of the biggest city that you have seen, at least in the new continent. As all the buildings seems to be made out of big stones compared to the wooden makeshift buildings compared to the other settlers and other settlements. And many of the places even have the very magnificent big titles for each of the shops and whatnot, and things seems to be pretty well settled. Although there are very little people walking outside of the city currently, as there is a heavy rain pouring down on the street. You have the guards who would stop you on the way as you're entering the city, and both of them seem to be wearing heavy armor and have a torch on each of their hands. They seem to be pretty tired as their skin seems to be kinda blue as well, maybe from the long exposure to this cold on the other post. And they asked, "You adventurers?" As he shouts in the rain, he would...
We are adventurers. Could you please open the gate? It's very cold.
This city actually has no gate. It is just some walls that have been set up on the outer one, but does not seem to have any actual defensible gate on the outside.
We have some shopping to do, some things to sell, commerce, and all that good stuff.
He nods his head and is like, "Well, we just need to record your purpose of travel here. What is your purpose?"
Spreading good vibes, my bro.
Right.
What he said.
Good vibes.
Exactly what he says.
He looks at all of you and says that, "Well, follow me into the building. You'll write them down." And he points you to one of the smaller stone buildings that is made on the outskirts of the town and points you all in there.
Okay. I'm shivering, so I'm hurrying over there as fast as I can.
Yeah. And as you guys are going in there, make perception checks, everyone.
13.
23.
11.
All right. Many of you,
Balance half toasted.
most of you do not notice anyone else outside, and you guys follow the guards in. But Zero, you notice that on the corners where between the buildings and alleyways, some people seems to be looking in your general directions in the shadows. With they seem to be having some sort of club with them, and if you, by the time you notice them, and they kind of hide themselves into the shades.
No need with my passive perception. Let me see that.
I want to speak in Elvish.
Passive perception will not be able to see them with 15 at the moment.
I want to speak in Elvish and kind of whisper to the group, saying, "Hey, I think over there, they are looking for some troubles with us."
Whoa, dude, whoa. What was that you just said now? I don't understand, yo.
If they want, in Elvish, I reply, if they want trouble, I'll be happy to kill them.
I don't know. We just got to the town. I'm still speaking in Elvish in a whisper voice. I don't know. We just got in town. It's up to you.
So you're saying no murder?
Say no murder.
I don't think so. Not on the first. At least not on the first day.
Well, I'm not gonna instigate
It's
it.
just gonna say in Aquin. Man, why can't we all just speak the same language? Yeah. Let's see how much you guys like it.
Okay.
Well,
And then I whispered to the portal and saying like, I'll tell you later.
I'm gonna go ahead and like call out in thieves' cant. Not looking for any trouble.
You say that to guards?
No, to the people that are watching. The guards don't speak thieves' cant. It's like raider code.
Oh, I see.
I know this guy's doing all these crazy gestures. Yo, wild.
Throwing up gang signs.
I like to interpret that these
You
guys
shouting it out to them, right?
sign language.
It's kind of like whatever you do, like a loud whistle and a wave of the hand or whatever, just not looking for any trouble, just passing through.
Okay. Yep. I say that they would understand that you mean well to not have no trouble. Yep. And guards are like open the door for you guys and say that, what are you guys doing? Get in. It's cold out there.
Right. I'm gonna go inside and write my name on their paper.
Yep, they give you sheets of empty papers, and give you, they have a one pen on top of a very squishy-looking table. It isn't in the worst condition that one you have seen in the Rogers house, the one that you ruined in the, a little bit of a one leg shorter than the other one. In there, he gives you each of the paper to write you down, and you guys do write your names and the purpose of travel here?
Valen writes, literally, Valen of Kin. Purpose, spreading good vibes, or whatever that the guy said.
It's spreading good vibes. I don't sign it as myself. I literally sign his wrist.
You signed someone else's name?
Yes.
Okay, what name do you write down? Can you write down the name?
He said it in the chat.
Yeah, it's in Roll20 chat.
Okay, Dristle. Alright. Is there anyone else who's writing down the fake name in there?
I'm writing my full name.
Alright. Once you guys all write down your full names other than the Dristle Dordan.
I didn't write my full name. Valen is a shortened version of the name.
Yeah, Valen, just writing Valen is fine though. He'll gather all the paper without even looking at them, and he charts them out and put it on the one side of the table and says that, well, there is an entry fee. It'd be 10 gold for each of the process for those documents.
It costs 10 gold to come into this city.
Well, yeah.
Is there a group discount?
Yeah, I just look out the window and see how nice the city actually is.
City is very nice, except there's houses out there. There are 2 guards in there.
And there's 5 of us, right?
Yes.
So they're not paying a lot of attention. Can I try to pocket one of them? Take the 10 gold from him?
Ooh. Roll sleight of hand. And while he's doing that, what is the rest of you doing?
I distract him. So I was like, hey, come on. We just got here.
Valen just
Don't you
watches
see my
approvingly.
purple lips?
Roll persuasion.
Trophy's just gotta hand him the 10 gold. Here you go, my man.
And it's like, well, thank you. At least someone appreciates our job. And persuasion 11. He says that, oh no, we have to, it's not for us really. We have to give it to the other guys who are doing the papers. It's, if you don't give me the full gold,
wait, hold on a second. They need 10 gold to take the paper that you're going to give them and put it in a drawer somewhere and forget about
they get paid for it. So, well, have you heard about bureaucracy?
I understand the bureaucracy, but however, since we are coming and traveling as a group, and you only need to do it one transaction, can we divide it up so that way? Because they're not gonna look at all. There's no dates on this signature I saw. So can you let us through?
A second though. I believe that is a part of the persuasion roll that you have rolled. Unless someone else would like to try it, he will say that. Well, no, that's my own pocket. Second though.
I'll give it a try. I'll just say to them, look, these folks have had a rough couple of days. Their ship crashed. They were almost killed by giant orcas. We had to camp out on the range for several nights. It was hell. Could you just please let us in with maybe a discount? Like, I'd be willing to pay the rest of the gold out of my pocket right now if you let us all in.
Persuasion? And sleight of hand 13.
18.
18 is good enough. Although 13 does not beat their passive perception. And as you're approaching it, the guard is like, "Hey, what are you doing?"
I just thought I saw something pretty, man. I was just on my way over to look.
That's a deception roll.
Yeah, I'd say that's reasonable. Deception.
Could have been worse.
Well, their passive insight is not that great. They don't have... Yeah. They say that, well, there's nothing in that area, and fine, how about 8 gold each?
8 gold? I'd be willing to do.
Probably. Yeah, I can cut down on my end.
I only got 20 gold. Would you be willing to do it for 5 for 4 more?
Roll persuasions. This will be higher this time. But
Oh my God.
I'll say that you will stay
I'm
at
scared,
8.
guys. I'm scared. I'm really scared. 16. Damn it.
Oh no. You tried though.
He say that, no, this have to be coming out of my pocket. I have a living to make too.
I'm gonna go over to the table in a huff, throw down my 8 gold, and palm their pen. I'm stealing the pen.
That would be sleight of hand at disadvantage because you're making a big stink about it.
No, I say
DM
just
ain't
slide of
calling for
hand.
it,
It's fine.
Yeah, if the DM ain't calling for it, I'm gonna do what he says.
No, but are you
Sorry,
sealing the pen
I'm
secretly
learning
or
more
just
and
taking
more
the
about
pen?
No,
DM.
I'm palming it. I'm going to take it. Yeah, I'm palming it.
No, but secretly
Sorry,
or
I'm
on
learning
purpose?
more about the...
Yeah,
the-
secretly. Sleight of hand. I'm palming. Yeah, like a carnival trick. Palming it and stealing the pen.
Yeah, sorry, tall guy, for the things. Yeah.
So then since Valen paid his, I'm just gonna drop 20 gold for Giro, Elred, and Eletrius.
Okay.
Eleti.
Oh, thank you, good kind sir. And I
Hey. It's all good, dude. It's all good.
All right, and how about Electrius? Oh wait, you paid for Electrius too?
Yeah, I paid for all 3 of them.
Okay, and Ellet?
Yeah.
If he's
I
paying
paid for
me,
Giro,
then-
Elred, and Eletrius.
How about for yourself though?
I paid for myself as well.
Oh, so 4 people you paid for it. Okay.
Yeah, I paid for all of
All
like
right.
literally I only need literally the reason why I said I wanted it down to 5 was so that I could pay off the other 4 people. But since Valinori paid his, I could just drop off the rest of my gold and say, yeah, they're good.
It is a very noble goal of you. With 15 sleight of hand, you managed to steal a pen. Add a pen into your inventory. And the guard
Yeah,
is...
my passive perception is 15. Do I see him do this?
I say yes, if you want to.
Normally you see, for the time you've known him, you've seen Tropy just, make a very, chill, very relaxed expression. As soon as he sees you take that pen, he just gives you, the mom stare. He just gives you
the guards...
Right, man. That ain't right.
The guards take all the goals and say that, well, that is that. Welcome to our town. Well, I just imagine you guys are looking for a place to sleep, right?
Oh, it's early in the morning. I'm sure we could put a room aside, but we have things to sell and things to buy.
Well, most of the shop will be closed at this hour, but if you were to look around, then maybe you'd be able to find a few open shops. But, if you were to find a place to sleep, I could probably give you my name and they give you some discount for that.
Cool. What's your name,
great.
bro?
Dave.
Dave, man.
There's some
Dave.
that call me.
He says that, well, I'm sorry. Well, once you arrive to the inn, just say that Daria sent them. They should give you some discount. And he goes out
What's
and
the
opens
name
the
of
door.
the inn?
Aria what?
What's the name of the inn?
The inn's name is there you go. Raven's Nest Inn.
Man, that one is like, finally! It walks out the door, it's excited and shit.
Yeah, and the guard Sari walks out of the door as well and points all of you. If you walk in that full direction of the street, you should see the inn on the right side. And yeah, you guys will know the next direction to the inn. And with that, as he walks out happily, Zero, or you will know that those people who are in the alleyway in the shadows, they no longer seems to be at least hostile or be there.
Okay, and now this time with a common language, I think those guys were asking for trouble earlier, and they seem to be not. I'm glad.
I took care of it.
Thank you.
Oh, was that what all those crazy gestures were about earlier? Oh, you were having a stroke or something, man.
Well, yeah, I am.
You learn to pick up a few things when you're on the raid.
And Sari says that, well, if that is about it, I'll go back to my patrol. Well, see you guys around. And he...
Yeah, have a
Thank
good
you
day,
very
dude.
much.
Goodbye, Mr. Sorry.
And he's
Does
like
he?
in cold.
Which direction does he head? Does he head like he's going back out, or does he head into town?
He seems to be heading to the directions that you guys came from. Although, after some distance, you wouldn't be able to see anything.
It's just figuring out whether I want to follow.
Alright, and if that is that, would you guys like to do anything in the town in the rain? If you guys
No,
would like
I'm gonna
to
go.
for
I'm gonna
shopping.
go to the Raven. Valen's like literally going beelining to the Raven's Nest.
Yeah, I'm following him to the Raven's Nest because I'm exhausted. And
He's
I'm-
going to follow them, and he's going to start singing in the rain.
Then
I
I'll
go-
stick with the group.
I go over to the thugs.
Doug's?
The thugs. The
Ooh.
thugs.
They weren't lingering. They weren't lingering
I'm going with
anymore.
Electrius. I'm
No,
going
he
with
said they were out
Electrius.
there. He said they were still out there. They just weren't being aggressive.
Oh, no, they... Yeah, I could say you'd be able to find a few of them. Would you like to chase them down? They would...
No, I just wanted to walk towards them and investigate them.
If you were to walk towards them, they actually actively run away from you.
No, okay. Well, then no, I'm not going to chase them. Then after they start running, I'll just follow the rest of the group.
Okay. And as you guys all go to the inn seems to be in actually pretty good state. You see the name Raven's Nest on the very top with a very cute picture of a raven. Although, you say that inside there doesn't seem to be that many people currently in the inn, despite all the cold weathers and whatnot. Inside, you'd only see that few of the very tattooed old men or very bulky-looking guys seems to be drinking rums of giant handles, and few of the owners doesn't seem to be exactly lively or attractive compared to the other inns that you have visited on the place.
Dodie, I just got out of the old people village.
No, this is not old people village. It's like a sailor old, not okay. This is like the 60 years old, muscly old man instead of 80 years old, poop my pants old man. Okay, it's different old man. So.
Oh man, the description. Oh god.
The Wednesday group I'm a part of, we spent literally 2 months inside the village full of old people.
Yeah. But yeah, this is not a village.
Valen walks up to the counter and
Okay.
like immediately addresses the bartender and says, "Hello, good evening." He
Uh,
puts 2 empty wine or water skins on the bar and says, "Could you fill that with something that will, make me forget who I am?"
Jumpy's just gonna go hang out with the sailors.
Okay. For the flavor, do you want to buy an ale or any alcohol from them, or do you just flavor?
I'm buying whatever the bottom shelf, rot gut, and just filling wine flasks.
For alcohol purposes, look at the player's handbooks, and if you want to buy any wines, I'd say that the price would be same in here. They don't seem to be taking like extra gold or anything for the price. Seems to be standard rate. And with that, you'd be going to the sailors.
Yeah.
Yep, feel the
I'm looking
old
for
man
favors.
seems to be pretty grumpy. Doesn't seem to be exactly happy, and seems to be holding onto the really big jug. And this man seems to be orc, quite old orc man. Currently seems to be drinking alone. Yeah.
How's it going? How's it going, dude? Name's Trophy.
He goes and looks up to your face and says that.
Oh, he's got to take this.
Oh.
Yeah, he says that. Well, howdy there, I'm Firak. And he says that. You asked me how well I'm doing?
Yeah.
Come sit down, I'll tell you all about it.
Trophy is just like on the seat getting ready to listen to some good old sea stories.
And instead of listening to the good old sea stories, this old man says that I bought a one new ship a week ago, a brand new baby. And what happens on the day that I'm trying to set sail with the baby? A rainstorm! A rainstorm and thunder, and there's the lightning struck on the thing, and what happened to my ship? The lava is half burned up, and all the people in the town are just ignoring. And now I have to sit until my baby suffers. And those
Trophy's
orcs.
just like pulling out his water skin and just like taking a drink of it. I hear that, my man. I came drifting in from the Eastern Islands trying to find adventure. What I get instead? Bunch of fucking orcas, man.
Yeah, those orcas! They tried to... Yeah, I bet that they were trying to do the capsizing your ship thingy on you too.
Yeah.
Yeah, those bastards! They did it to my other smaller fishing crews that I had in the locals. God damn it, those bastards! I wish that we had harpoon ships and they killed those old bastards.
Yeah.
In Elvish, loudly enough to be heard by my compatriots, I'm going to say, and this is why I drink.
And I don't understand a word of it.
And Fira goes on, says that, and we did the worst thing on top of all that, and we can't even set sail. We can't even set sail on the thing, and these orcish bastards. Well, now I'm not talking about myself, but that bastard demands that all ships, even though we're not doing nothing, pay him gold per day. How outrageous! And city doesn't even ask for gold by default, and those bastards does nothing and just takes up all gold and dressing that something
I
bad.
feel the same way about those gate guards. They give a guy 10 gold to put a paper in a drawer. Rah!
What, gate guard? What?
Yeah, we just drifted into town and we had to pay the gate guards 10 gold in order to file up our entry papers.
He says that, what? What? I say that you're lucky, folks. There's no gate guard in this town.
Oh my gosh.
I knew it.
Well,
I knew we were getting drifted. I knew it.
oh,
Yeah,
welcome
but
to
no,
Haven.
You happen to know a guy named Thari?
I never heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the storm rolls in, making you unable to just sail your ship out. And this just so happens to happen at the same time where the mayor starts grilling you and the rest of the sailors for cash.
Oh, it's not the mayor. There's some gangs around in this town, as always. And one of the gangsters are demanding all the ships to pay the tribute if they're parking in their turf or something.
Still sounds pretty convenient that this storm happens to, come about. How long has it been going on for?
It actually had been going on for a single day.
Single day. I figured this was one of those. Like my thought process was this was a magical storm. The gangsters conjured up to try to exploit the town.
Wow, that's an elaborate plot.
That'd have been a good plot,
sounds
yes.
like something that would happen in a fantasy book.
Yep, that would totally happen.
Blame the hurricane on Trump. Shit.
Okay, hold up.
That wasn't his fault. The volcano was.
I'm gonna go to the bartender and I'm gonna say, "Excuse me, do you know a man named Cody or Raj.
This halfling immediately ducks down and says, what do you want?
I have business with Cody or Raj.
Waste your life somewhere else, not here. Get out of my face. If that is your business, I have no business with you.
I just bought 2 wineskins full of your cheap shite.
I'm not worth my life, so get out! Get out!
Your cheap shite.
Seems like this town's got a lot of problems.
And Oz, the
This town
innkeeper,
is wonderful. No, let's not even lie. This town is fantastic.
Oz, the innkeeper, is yelling at what is the name? Balin, currently. The old sailor that is sitting and drinking with all of you and says that, yeah, this town has a lot of things messed up. I don't know how it became so big, like, in a state like this.
Because shit people attract shite people.
And a bunch of the halflings,
that's
servants, comes near you with their broomstick, and they're trying to shove the
Wait before that
Balin.
happens, I just say to Valen, I don't know, man, you attracted a bunch of good people.
I'm not a shit person.
Yeah, you keep telling yourself that, buddy.
I don't know you. All I've done is get off of a boat.
I also saved your 2 friends from dying to whales, but whatever.
I had nothing mean to say to you. I've been nothing but polite to you.
And those tiny folks, however, will still try to kick the Balin out. Balin, how
I'm
is
sorry,
it?
I'm just so used to our dynamic being one of us roasting the other. Just like my character roasting yours and your character roasting mine.
Okay, since I know this is a pretty much lawless community, I'm gonna like kind of pull my cloak back and like show these bone-handled knives and be like, "Do you really want to try to hit me with that broom?"
Oh my goodness. Roll intimidation. Intimidation. With advantage.
During all this, I want to sneak into the shadows in the corner somewhere, just like
Roll stealth.
See.
And while this is happening, Elliot and Zero, is there anything that you guys want to do?
Yeah, as he's intimidating, I wanna try to calm the situation down. Like, okay, guys, we just got to the town here. This is our first night. We don't want to get kicked out. We don't want to.
And I'm not gonna let this tiny man try to hit me with a broom.
And I'm gonna explain. Sorry, this is part of my friend. These are all my friends. I'm so sorry for the hospitality. I mean, we are just trying to get some sleep for a day, for a night. We've been in the cold, as you can clearly see on my lips. It's like, and we just got here. That please excuse my friends. Here's some.
Oh, you're trying to bribe them
Roll
too?
what?
You're trying to bribe them too?
Yeah, here's like a piece of gold that I can offer. I don't have much, but I think this will do. And I give them like a gold piece.
Okay. Persuasion with advantage. And Elliot, what is Elliot doing?
As we were walking in, I would have casted Detect Thoughts. So specifically, I want to get the innkeeper's thoughts as when Valen asked him about Raj and Cody.
That's a little bit of wind back, but I'll say that's fine.
Yeah, sorry, I should have spoke up.
Yeah. Immediate
14.
thought you'd get in your head is fear that he doesn't want to meddle with those names, and first time his thought is like, I'm not having this again, and then he seems to be doing that. And yeah, if you want to dive in deep, you should be able to do so if you want to. Do you?
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll take my chances and try to dive in deep and get a little bit more information if he knows anything more about them.
Yes. He would know your existence from the spell, right? You are aware of it, right?
If he passes his
fails or success, I
wisdom.
believe either way he would know. If you post the spell descriptions and
Yeah.
once
Yeah,
more, I can be sure of
yeah.
it. But from my experience, that was.
There we go. Oh yeah, it says either way the target knows.
Yeah. Are you sure that you want to do it?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Roll. Actually, he had to roll.
Yeah,
Making
he has-
friends.
He has to roll a wisdom saving throw.
He's a commoner. He fails.
Sweet.
And he. You are okay. So it kind of both of you would fail the persuasions and intimidations, and on top of that, you are reading his mind, so there's something bad will come. But not too
I had
bad.
advantage. 15 didn't succeed.
Oh,
in
15!
intimidation.
No, I forgot that you have the advantage. 15 succeeds actually. That will come,
Oh,
but
man,
let me give you
14
the. Yeah, 14 does not exactly cut it at the moment. But let me give you the thing that you would read in his mind as you're delving into deep. And is there any focus that you're reading?
Yeah, just anything that he might know about Raj or Cody or where we would go to try to find information about them.
In his head, as you're delving into his mind, you know that there is a person, one of a dwarf named Anzen.
Okay.
One of the dwarf named Anzen comes here regularly to collect fees from this place as a protection fee. And they seems to be coming regularly, and you also see some previous adventurers who have been asking around where the Cody is or finding information about it, and many of the times, few days later, they've been found as dead bodies or here and there.
Okay. So I'll keep that to myself for now, but
Yeah.
I'll
He's
go
in his
ahead
like,
and
a wizard, a sorcerer, get out! Get out! Ah! Ah! And he seems to be terrified in mixtures of the mind-reading halfling along with this elf with a knife threatening him. And he seems to be going into panic, and he runs in deep into the other deeper room and hides himself. You no longer sees him.
Oh my god.
as he's running away, I'm going to use my halfling with my Ghostwise halfling telepathy to say into his mind, "Don't say anything about us being here, or else."
He cannot reply, but you feel like your message has been went through. And
Okay.
now the tavern inside seems to be kind of cold atmosphere as people are kind of looking at you. It's like, what the fuck, now we can't get drinks face. And many people seem to be looking at you at the moment.
Valen's gonna hop the bar and fill everyone's glass.
Hop onto
Have
the
a
bar.
round, have a round on us.
Valid is essentially playing bartender now.
Oh my god.
Get paid.
Alright. Let's say that is happening. And you are actually doing the bartender, giving the people drinks and whatnot from the stock. Alright. While that's
I'm just
happening,
picturing it's like the new Fist of the North Star game where it's hyper intense.
yeah, that is fine.
Yeah, I got a 20 dexterity. I'm gonna do the whole bartender shit, flip bottles around, and
Oh, what's that one movie? It's that one movie where Christian Bale's the bartender.
Oh, I don't know. I'm a good bit older than you, so I always go back to Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise, though, that was the movie I was thinking of.
Yeah.
It was one of those guys.
I can't remember the name of it now either.
Risky Business.
No, that was way that was one. No, that was way before. I do know what you're talking about though. I just don't remember.
all the halfling workers, servants who were serving on the hall seems to be running away to the back along with the man who was running the bar. And you wouldn't see them for a while, and currently Valen is running the inn. I mean, at least the bar parts. For the rest of you, is there anything that you guys like to do here? Probably.
Get some rest. Get some warmth.
Yeah, there is like the paper that you see on the sides. You figure that is probably where you write your name down and get the key for the rooms upstairs. but there isn't.
I'm gonna write my name down and grab a key.
All right, you grab a random key and write your name down, and goes up.
I'll just write
my name
random
with the pen I stole.
How about the rest of you? What do you guys like to do?
I'm still in the shadows, just waiting for it to clear out.
I'm going to use my telepathy and let everybody in the group know about this dwarf hands, and just so that it's silently nobody else.
As soon as Elrich shoots me that message, I'm gonna be like, okay, bar's closed, and walk out behind it.
And Tropy, what would Tropy like to do?
I mean, I kind of lost track of the conversation me and the sailor were having, but I'm just gotta look to him and say, you know, I haven't known these guys for long, but I got a distinct feeling your gangster problems gotta go away soon.
He grabs you in the shoulder and says that, I think we gotta leave. Come on, brother. And he tried to drag you out of the room.
Sorry, man. Oceanics tells me that I'm gonna have to stick around with these folks for a while.
He says that this is for your own good, just follow me. And he will try to forcibly drag you out in his drunken state. Would you like to resist?
And I'm just... No, I'm definitely going to resist. I am completely serious when I say that my God has told me I need to follow these people and help them.
Okay, let's do the competition. This guy is an old man sailor, not too strong, but relatively strong as a common folks' point of view. He is an orc, but he's an old orc. Let's do the oh shit, natural 20.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Oh
strength,
my
god!
Strengths competition.
That drunk strength.
You know what? I'm just going to instead of like rolling a counter strength, I'm just going to use my thaumaturgy to yell out, I said, no! And then, like, I'm also going to use another thaumaturgy charge to, like, make the windows rattle and the lights flicker.
Okay,
I'm essentially trying to make this look like a scary psychic child thing.
Roll intimidation. Although he is an orc. Actually, sailors are pretty susceptible, though. I'd say just roll intimidation.
That's a 15.
He lets you go. In fact, he could totally bring you up, but he doesn't. He says that this is for your own good. But whatever.
Trust me. Trust me, man. Trust me, man.
That shit's gonna happen. And he
Trust me,
just
man.
turns
I've been
out.
on the Trust me, man. I've been on the sea for as long as I've been alive. There's plenty of stuff out there that doesn't scare me.
Valen assumes that the Racketeers are coming, so he's gonna hide.
I'm just going to go back to the I'm going to go to the bar, pour myself a glass of ale, and just sit back at the table and just comfortably drink while we wait for the Racketeers.
Okay. So Zero is on the, I say, on the next floor. Currently have a room and started a long rest currently. And, Alright. Although it could be interrupted, and it seems like it will at the moment. But can you guys describe where you guys will be at in the next hour?
Valen is like grabbing like 4 or 5 bottles off of the bar, and then he's gonna go hide.
And your room, right? Upstairs?
No, I'm hiding. I'm assuming the Racketeers are like on their way, and I'm planning on killing them.
Okay, you're on the first floor, ready to fight, and same for you guys. And currently, Trophy is also ready. Electrias, you're currently hiding on the corner, just standing silently.
In the bar itself, correct? Yeah.
And Ellet, what are you doing?
I'm just sitting at one of the tables waiting for them to show up. I'm actually gonna try.
He's just out there like, come on.
I don't know. I'm gonna try to talk my way out of this. I have an idea.
Nice, nice. Let me prepare the map. You guys know what is coming. So,
Yep.
for Zero though, you would have a long, resty, sleepy night. Although, if you want to join the fight after hearing some sound, I would say that is.
Well, I don't need to sleep. I just need to meditate since I'm elf.
Yeah, but I'm saying that do you want your meditation to be interrupted or not interrupted? If you say interrupted, then I say that you can pause it and then come down.
Yeah, I want to be interrupted so I can help out any needs.
How could this happen to you?
Abandon your mistakes. You got nowhere to
No,
run.
none of this was a mistake. Valen is not a creature
Oh,
of impulse.
no, this is great. No, this is actually really great. By the way, guys,
we just chase
something I did-
away the owner of the.
Yeah,
to draw out the gangsters that are
No, okay.
currently
Guys.
squeezing him.
Guys, what you guys don't understand is that this is the beginning of the gangster video game, and we're about to get our first bit of territory, the bar.
We got here, we got robbed,
Cheese,
and we
Andreas.
just.
By the way, just for flavor, I didn't mention this, but Tropy has a Warhammer that instead of being like a traditional Warhammer, it's literally a giant shell tied to a stick. Like it's two big shells tied together to look like a Warhammer.
Can you take it apart, make it sound like you're on a horse?
Yeah. Make a bongo.
No, but I do have a pair of cookies, so let me do that.
I wish they had more
Monty Python
round
fan.
shape in the 5e.
Yeah, but man, Valen is like sitting in his little hiding spot drinking. He's just getting ready. Like he's like, "Yep, gonna kill some people. It's gonna be awesome."
I'm just drinking my ale, thinking myself, this was the right choice.
I'm just meditating.
And turns out the gangsters show up, and gangsters are orcas! Orcas are coming!
Oh my god, they learned how to walk!
They
That's
came
the
for
thing, stop
vengeance
talking,
and...
just kill them all.
They're half orcas.
Oh my god.
Half orcas.
Yeah, there are hippo people. There are hippo people now in 5e.
Oh God, really?
Or we
Yeah.
just got hit with orca.
Base variant hippo people.
I'm almost done.
Wanted
Give
to
me a few moments.
Wanted to make one as a character, but like, they're not an official race. They're just monsters right now.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I think I've seen that in the... one of the book. They're like space traveling hippos, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's supposed to be like for one of the newer books where you can play as a space elf.
Okay, so I assume this is the bar itself.
That is the counter. Yes.
All right. Where was the door that we came at? This
Down
one?
there.
Down here?
And there is a door to the back currently, but you guys never entered there. All right. I guess we don't have to roll initiative yet. I'll place the
I guess
tokens first.
these guys, I'm gonna talk these guys into being our friends.
No, but the thing is, they're not gonna shoot you on the face, like on the first sight. I mean, they're not
Yeah.
hostile. Like, probably they would come and see what the fuck is up at the moment first.
Coming to beat the shit out of me at least.
I thought that this will go way differently.
Turns out we're really bloodthirsty tonight.
Oh my god. Like, after all those combat you guys did for last 2 sessions, I thought you guys would be less blood hungry, man. Oh my god.
I mean, that time. I mean, the first
This
time
was
we were
entirely
fighting-
on purpose, so.
I mean, the
I
last.
blame
I mean,
Valen.
the first time we were fighting demons and there was only 3 of us. The second time it was orcas that were much bigger than us in the ocean that we had that could one-shot most of us. Now it's actual like It's actual sentient races who don't have any special resistances or any other bullshit. This is an even playing field for us now.
You say that, but
Right.
Yeah, right? Look at the challenge rating 15.
There's some scary humanoids too, but
yeah.
Yeah, we're one of them.
you're definitely one of them.
We're 5 of them.
One of them's a direct descendant, first off the bloodline of Von Strahd.
And
The other one's a turtle with puka shells.
in Elvish, I'm gonna call out to the other elf and say, "Oh, you know how this goes, right? We pick one, focus on him. When he dies, we kill his friends. You know, the whole thing."
Sorry, I'm trying to bring up the stat blocks for the things. Give me a second. But yes, you would see that there is a one dwarf man that Ellen has seen in the thing, would come across and kicks the door open, and besides him is a halfling that is the owner of the bar. It's like, these guys were looking for Cody's, and they said that they were looking for all of them. And he would probably point at the
Oh, a natural 20
trophy.
on my
Yeah,
hiding.
Alan's a fucking ghost right now. Oh, he's pointing to me? I just
Yeah,
like.
you said you're not
hiding.
hiding, right?
Nice.
Yeah, Valen's hiding right now. He's a fucking ghost. Meanwhile, I'm just taking a sip of my drink and I just like, "Sup, man?"
Oh my goodness, I
Erased everything you just did.
Oh, jeez.
One of the dwarf approaches you and says, "You causing trouble? Why are you looking for Cody?" Hmm.
I'm going to speak up and say, Darkai told us to seek out his gang.
Oh wait,
Ooh,
so they're
actually
outside?
interesting. They would start coming in at the moment. Although a few of them will stay outside. And this guy would like
Okay, at one point, one of us needs to take one of these guys and throws him out the window, guys. It's just required.
If you do that, then I'll say that the person, the group will get 100 extra EXP. Woo! But
You're
they
setting achievements? I'm
Oh, yeah.
Achievements.
Damn, where's the barbarian when you need him?
I know, right?
But for Ellis questions, as you mentioned Darkai, he goes like, "Oh, you're looking for Darkai. Darkai sent you."
We helped him with his little Ulfson problem. He was stopping by the other town up the coast before heading this way. He said we could go ahead of him and try to meet up with Cody's gang.
Oh, that's good to hear. Well, is that everything that you need to say for the boss?
Well, for now, we just wanted to let him know that we were in town and Darkai sent us ahead possible work. We weren't trying to cause any trouble, just trying to find out how to get a hold of you guys. Darkai was a little scarce on information, unfortunately.
Well, it seems strange that Darkai would hire. He looks up you and down, and the halfling, and probably doesn't exactly look like the gangster type in terms, but probably Balan would look like it, but he doesn't. You guys are sitting far apart, so.
To assist Elric, right where that guy's standing by the door, I'm going to shoot an arrow right beside his head and make myself known. He's not by himself.
No, I know, but I think you're hiding like a legendary 27 stills. But, would you like to break it up? Alright.
I want to show that we're like a competent group of professionals here.
Roll your attack with advantage. I know that you're just shooting beside his head, but just for the case, yeah.
I guess while he's doing that, I'm going to attempt to subtly prepare the shatter spell.
15.
Yeah, that's not bad. Although that is pretty low roll.
To just shoot beside him? I'm not aiming at
Well,
him.
the thing is, okay, look at your direct line of sight, right? There is if you're shooting beside him, there's actually, if you're shooting here, it's actually fine. Yeah, you're fine. And Tropy, what are you doing?
I'm trying. Since their attention is on L right now, I'm just going to try to slowly prepare the Shatter spell to cast in case shit goes sideways.
Subtle preparation with the sorcerer thingy? Is that a subtle spell?
I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know that was a thing. I thought you could I thought it would be like a sleight of hand check to try to slowly prepare it.
There is a sorcerer.
Sorcerer feat.
Yeah, only sorcerers
Okay.
can cast with the thing. And
Never mind.
preparing spells for the future references, if you hold the spells and doesn't release it, then you have to release it or it actually spends a spell slot for preparing it. So
Okay, never
usually
mind. Never
spells
mind
are
then.
sucky
I was
for...
trying to be cool.
I suck.
I haven't played a spellcaster before. I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it. But the big guy actually doesn't seem to be exactly. I'll say roll deception with advantage. For Elliot.
And I've got exhaustion, so that advantage is just going to cancel out the disadvantage, I guess.
Okay.
I thought you lost that because we
Took a
because
long.
we took a long rest and you made it here without
No, I was carrying my bedroll the whole time, so that counted as exhaustion.
Yeah. He got advantage on 3 rolls for on the way, but he get 1 exhaustion for sure. I said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess
13
that's gonna be a
deception.
15. Oof.
He's not proficient in
These narrow
insight.
rolls.
Yeah. You make it actually. He looks at you and says that, well, next time use more proper way of calling us instead of threatening this man.
How do you make a proper way of speaking to a gang in a town full of gangs where you don't know anyone? I mean, this was about as proper as I could think of, short
my
of
God.
shooting the halfling in the face.
Before Balan actually speaks, if you want to take it back, I think it is my end of thing. The thieves' can also be written down. You know the hobo code. There will be hobo codes in everywhere in the city. So, for example, this inn would have like the hobo code that has written down "protected" on the one of the walls. If you were to be examining the surroundings,
Right.
Although
that's how Valen is literally trying to play this off. Like he's a hard criminal, and he's going to say,
Yeah.
"This is the only way I knew how to get a hold of anybody in a new town."
And I'll say that you would also find a bunch of different ones if you were to look. Something like the meetup place or the place you send a message, stuff like that in the cities. So, would you like to rewind that a little bit? It's my fault for not making sure the usage of
As
these
Valen speaks up, he's pointing this out. He says, "I see that it's protected. I see that there's a way to send a message, but I don't know anybody, and so I had my little friend here come and talk to you, and I sent your little friend running because he's a scared little shite."
Well, it is right to be feared. He looks at the little halfling that is around the size of his face and says that, well, not many people walks around and asks for Cody's name on the thing. But good to know that you're looking for work.
Well, yeah, we're looking for work. You know, I think that you'll find us a lot more reliable than Darkeye. That guy is prone to losing his head.
Yeah, he lost the majority of his group. That's why he ended up getting us to help him.
Oh, what happened to him exactly?
He lost his head.
He wandered into the wrong area. There's some, unfortunately, magical mercury zombies or something where Olsen was hiding out. They got the drop on his group.
Well, it's sad to see that bastard die. It was actually not a bad guy. And he says that, well, if you were to be staying here, then I could probably bring some work tomorrow if you want.
That sounds good to me. I'm gonna go take this liquor that I appropriated upstairs.
And he look at the halfling and he taps him on the shoulder pretty hardly. At the point that you'd hear the sound of him, fist hitting the halfling. And all he's doing that is like, "They're our guests! Treat them properly on the way." And he turns back and says that, "Well, if that is the thing, then see you all tomorrow."
Just give him like a little half salute and say, "Sorry for causing all the trouble."
"Well, no problem. No problem." And the little guy...
Yeah, have a good night, my man.
I'm following him from
Ooh, nice.
from about 25 paces back, because you said we can see 30. So
30 feet within is lightly obscured. Even it's hard to see within 30 feet.
All right, so then I would get within 15, and I'll use my Mask of the Wild and follow them, see where they're headed.
Roll stealth. Ooh.
Stealth.
And Zero would have a nice little nap. There doesn't seem to be any fighting happening on the ground. Why did I even prepare the map?
What?
Oh.
Yeah, I told you I had a way out of this.
What happened, guys? What?
You guys are not bloodthirsty. Stealth 20 is really good, and you managed to hide them, followed where they are going to be heading. And...
No, we all are. It just so happens that Ellard, fucking killed as the negotiator this time around.
Yeah, that's a pretty clever way, yeah. It's
Drop
like a
the right
Dark
names.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't know Darkhaze dead yet.
Yeah, it's like, how do they know the name?
I'm gonna go grab my arrow, go upstairs, get blind drunk, and then put myself in a trance for 4 hours.
Yeah. The halfling man goes to Balin before he goes up and it's like, "I'm sorry, sir, I'm sorry!" And he give you a bottle of wine for you. I was like, "Please forgive me."
Why are they going to grab the wine and walk upstairs?
Oh my goodness. I just shook my head.
Trophy is just gonna follow Valen upstairs and just look to the halfling before he gets back up, before he goes up the stairs. So assume that our rooms tonight are free, right?
Yes, it's all free.
That's what you call a 5-finger discount.
Nice.
This is how the party turned into an evil party. Slowly and gradually.
I'm
No.
feeling real good right now, but that doesn't mean I can't be a little bad.
Yeah, I have a plan. This is a means to an end.
Yep. But however, the owner of the inn will help you in any way that he can, and he'll be staying into the inn.
Cool.
I say that rest of you guys are taking a long rest while our Electrius is shading, following where they're going, right?
Yes.
All right. All of you guys, rest of you guys would have a long rest, mark up in exhaustions. And Electrius, if you were to follow where this dwarf is going, you actually go to a pretty interesting place. He goes to one of the back alley, and he goes into one of the strip club. Although, one of the markers, you know the Thieves' Cans too, as far as I know, right?
There's a strip club here?
There's a strip club.
Yes.
In the one of the Thieves' Cans that is written on the wall says that assassination requests. And as you're going in there, under there is actually front forward, how do you say, strippers. Many of the peoples are having dances and having a good time. Although for exactly what they're stripping, maybe they're stripping bananas, but this is kids friendly for now, so I'll leave it to your imagination about details. But once they go into the building, you won't exactly be able to be hidden in the rain, although you know where they are currently heading. And would you like to follow them inside of the building?
No, not at this time. I figure from that I've gathered what I was looking for anyhow. And I realized that I'll need some kind of rest tonight, and I know that I only need half the time that everybody else needs. So then I'll turn around and head back to the inn and get my meditation on with the knowledge that I have.
All right, I say that all of you guys will have a very good long rest. And Zero, mysteriously, if you were to finish your meditation after 4 hours, you will notice that there is a basket full of fruits and very good wines suddenly just appeared beside the place that you are meditating. You don't know what exactly happened, and rest of you seems to have the similar type of thing as you will see like a random cake and very good wines and meats suddenly appears in your rooms as many of the halfling servants simply bring you one of the best qualities they can find.
When Valen wakes up and sees that there's breakfast and bottle service, he's literally going to call out so that the other rooms can hear him, like beat on Elwood's door and be like, "Hey, I should threaten to kill more people way more often."
Yeah, it seemed to work out pretty good this time.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it, but you do you.
I'll say that all of you reconvene on the first floor as you're waking up, and Dwarf Man will come soon at some point. But I actually need to go to the washroom because I've been drinking too much water. Why don't you guys in group discuss about what you want to do, or maybe talk about situations that you guys are in, about future directions, what the characters want to do. And I believe you guys do have some connections that you guys heard in the town before you guys got here, so information sharing is good too, because not everyone.
Alright, I'm gonna speak to my fellow rogue type person, and I'm gonna say, look, I probably know that you're in town on business. I have some goods that I'm looking to fence. I'm willing to help you with whatever you're doing, as long as we can find a fence to sell it, so I can offload this stuff first.
All right. Well, now I'll tell you. Last night I followed these guys out. I don't even remember his name, but the thugs that came in, I followed them out. I found out where they're going. That's a pretty interesting spot for some of you guys. I think it's a club with some strippers, and they have it marked as an assassin's notification spot, according to the thieves camp. So I mean, if you wanted to look at that, we always have some insight on that before they get here, because they said they were going to come back this morning for.
I think that for right now we should wait until they come and see what work they're offering us. But I'm certainly interested in seeing the base of operations. Absolutely. If I know anything about that Raj guy, he's going to be wherever he can find the cheapest booze and the most expensive booze and the
cheapest chicks.
Yeah, that thing.
I think, like out of character, only me and Kara heard these names, but Ulfson dropped the names Makuka and Sammy for us to look for. I'll pick them up.
Did you say that in character?
Well, I'm giving the names in character. I'm just saying that everybody else probably didn't hear it out of character.
No, I didn't hear that. So Makuka, Sammy, Roge, and Cody are. Are we looking to murder Sammy and Makuka?
No, they are like anti-Cody people.
Oh, good.
I'm also looking with a guy named Jara.
Oh yes, Demidon, we are recording this, but I believe the streams are unlisted and no one can see it. I just keep it for the recording purposes.
Right. No, I just wanted to know whether or not I should tip my camera up when I'm doing stuff that I shouldn't be doing.
But yeah,
I mean, Valen smokes on camera, so.
Yeah, well, I'm not smoking that though.
No.
Oh, I already did that.
Oh.
Yeah,
I see.
It's legal where I'm at, but not legal where it gets televised.
Does it matter though?
I just like to cover my ass, especially if it would be like Twitch or YouTube. They could take it out. So.
Yeah.
I'm not planning to make money or add revenues of it. So if the
Well,
videos
even
are,
if you would live play, if you would play it at all and they would see it, they can actually they can like ban you and shit for it. So it's just safe.
like ban the account and stuff.
Yeah.
I thought worst thing probably to do is to put the video offline or something, but I guess that's
Yeah, usually they'll take it off, but if they wanted to be dicks about it, they can just straight ban you. It's just better to be safe.
okay.
I did that before we started playing, so it's all good.
But yes, is everyone finished talking? All the informations and everyone know what to do?
Yep, I think so.
All right, then.
Yeah.
What is your course? What is the course of action as a group?
We are going to wait until these people show up, and offer us work, and then I'm looking for somewhere to fence these things. Actually, when I go downstairs, I want to talk to the bartender. Is he there?
He is there, yes.
Ah, good morning.
He goes like, yes, good morning, sir, good morning. How are you doing? I hope you like the fruits that we have sent up.
Absolutely, they're delicious. I have some, let's call them art pieces that I need to sell.
I have a friend who's running the bar on a shop on the other side. I could point you to the place.
Well, I don't know how to put this subtly since you don't do subtle very well. How do I... This art I did not obtain in what you would call a legal manner.
Okay.
He looks at you and is like, what is he talking about at the moment? So you want me to
I have
buy it?
stolen shit that I have to sell! And I slam my hand on the bar.
Balin, since you know the thieves' cant, you likely, if you were to walk around in the town, you see the thieves' cant signs that says advance here and there.
Oh, okay, good deal.
So, I say that
I didn't even know it was like an open market for all things illegal. That's awesome.
I mean, it is. If you have to think about it, like he said, either like hobos talk or even carny talk, all that kind of thing, where they have their own language. Literally, all the thieves, or if you played Oblivion or Skyrim, it's the same idea. It's like its own little guild. So you have your own way to contact them.
So your character will know that in character.
If you need somewhere to escape to and hide, you can actually run to the Thieves Guild and hide. Like, you can utilize it that way too.
Yeah. So you don't need to threaten the little halfling for the fence.
Hey, about that. About the wine and the fruit baskets. You keep them coming. You keep them coming, okay?
Oh, I'm glad you loved it. I'm glad you loved it. Thank you. Just send in the good words for us, for your friends, yeah?
Oh, yeah. What's your name, friend?
Elytris. Elytris.
No, the halfling bartender.
Oh.
Say that my name is Mata. Glad to meet you.
Mata, how long have you been tied in with these guys, paying them for protection?
Since my father started running this bar, I guess. Well, as far as I know, that they have been there for a long while.
All right, that's good. When do you know about what time they're gonna come pick us up?
It should come in soon. It's morning. Probably they're coming after they finish their deal in the morning, so...
Alright, I'm gonna go sit at a table with my friends. Hey, do you ever have music in here or anything? It's honestly a little depressing.
Hey, go into the music! And he brings out the usual voice that he used to shout at you last night at one of his servers, and one of the servers just like freaks out and goes and brings one of the very weird flute, and he doesn't exactly proficient with it. It kind of pains you slightly, although let's see how much he pains you. Oh, actually, it doesn't pain you that much. Although it is not proficient and nothing compared to what Elliot could be doing in the music sides, but as a commoner, untrained person, he's not doing that bad for the background music.
I'm just gonna join. I'm gonna join in with them and start playing my ukulele.
Oh, can I join in? Like, do you guys even loot? I am proficient in it. And I'm gonna pick up a loot and start playing.
We're all playing.
Why don't you guys roll the instrument part thingy? Instrument.
Oh no.
Valen's day drinking, so I don't know. I'm not playing anything.
I'm very rusty at it.
Oh no. And is Ella playing?
He said,
Oh no, I'm just gonna take advantage of everybody else playing. I don't have to play for once.
Okay. Zero seems to be ruining kind of the perfect or at least good enough song that is being harmonized.
Yeah, actually,
all off
if I
key.
can, I'm gonna reach over and like see if I can help him with that. Get his fingers on the right spot of the lute.
Okay, I say that he gives an advantage, and I say one more roll. Let's see how.
All right.
do with the
Let's
lute.
see.
That's
A little bit better.
It's
Oh,
not
man.
bad. It's pretty okay at the moment. Compared to the other two, though, it is noticeably bad. However, those servers seems to be clapping vigorously as Zero seems to be getting better at the loot.
Look at that! Look at that!
Oh, thank you.
I could get used to this. Wine service, free breakfast.
Oh my god. And all of you guys are enjoying it with the all the many people clapping for you, as many of the customers seems to be clueless about what the hell is going on. Dwarf that you guys talked to last night, Anzin, comes in, this time only with 2 people behind him, and sees that you guys are having all the instruments and party going on. He sits besides who is currently not playing, Ellet and
Valor.
I'm not
Yeah.
playing, but he's never seen me before. I was in the shadows.
yes,
That's
he has
true.
never seen you. Only Ellet, I guess, and he goes
Yeah.
beside Ellet and
Valor's
sits
not
beside
playing.
you.
He's sitting.
Yeah, don't worry about the map. We're not in the map at the moment, so yep. He sits beside you on the next to the table and says that glad that you're enjoying your time spending in our town.
Oh yeah, they've been great to us so far.
Yeah, this town is really great if you have the things going on. Haven't found a nicer place to live than this place. Really great that I settled here. Well, if you are having time and settling here, down and there, you know that people make enemies in the places.
So,
Hey, you shut up there! And the dwarf shouts at the one
Good
of the
timing.
one of the guys laughing in the back. And then the guy immediately just kind of leaves the bar, or 2 of the guys staring at him. And he say that, well, it's not exception for us. We do have enemies in the town. Well, I don't know what we can do about those enemies, but if something bad were to happen to their business, then I think it could benefit all of us, right?
I'd say so. Where about would they be? Maybe we could scope them out.
There is a cultist. They seem to have their church set up and having a lot of fun with golds scrapping them by. I say that, well, 2 days later, they seem to having a pretty big party for them. If something were to happen to a lot of them, then I think a lot of golds to be made in every one of us. What do you think?
I think that could work.
I say minimum triple digits, or you can go even quadruple if you do a good job. Somewhere in between that. So from that, you know that
So-
the value would probably range between at
100
least
and
the-
1,000.
Not the, yes, around that. Although you would imagine it would be close to the 1,000 range. It
Okay.
depends on how well you do. At least that's the initial offer.
What kind of cultists are we talking here?
That's a fair question.
He says that, well, they call themselves Shadow Enclaves. Spooky name, some funny childish stuffs. Well, I believe none of it.
Wait, they call themselves the Shadow Enclave?
Yes, they say that they are followers of the Shadow Lords or whatever the thing that is nonsense. I mean, it is good that they are...
That sounds right up my alley. How many of them do you want
Yeah.
excised?
Can you repeat that as a player?
How many of the people do you want excised?
There is their own private party that they're holding in the basement of their church. About 50 people would be attending in that private party. Some people are not really invited like us. So if you go there and maybe something were to happen to all of them, then that'd be great.
Okay, 50 people, and you said quadruple digits?
Well, if you do a good job, then certainly sure.
Is there a password that when we enter the space camp that we can say?
Well, I don't know. I can't even get even close to them. They know who we are. But you...
Right. They don't know who we are.
All right.
I reckon we just walk up and say, "Oh yeah, I love the fucking Shadow Lords," and then
I'm gonna walk over from the bar, kind of like walk up to the guy, and be like, "Can you get us some of their robes?
Can you repeat that as a player?
Can you get us some of their robes, some of their uniforms, some of their whatever they would wear?" I assume.
Well, that's what we pay you for. Get them yourselves and do it. I mean, it's not like we have a connection with them or anything.
Oh, so you're gonna pay us up front then?
Well, if you do a good job, then... Well, actually roll persuasion, actually, with that.
Oh, great, I'm even on that. That's not fair.
He'll look at you and say that, well, let's not get ahead of yourself too much on the first deal that you're making. And is this your friend? And he's looking at Ellen and Colin.
Yeah, this is my friend. This is my brother.
Well, brother, we will keep true to our words. We'll pay you. But until the deal is done, I so say, don't push too hard on the first deal.
That's an entirely valid perspective, I suppose, and we'll see what we can do about your nest of cultists.
Well, glad to hear. Remember, 2 days on the night, they're having parties, so... And he stands up to the things and says that, well, good to talking to you. Well, certainly the party will be fun, right? And he turns...
Okay, where do we go when they're dead? Or... Yeah, dead. We'll go with dead.
What? Dead? No, clearly not. They're just having party, right? I'll leave it up to you what happens.
Right, they're just gonna have a catastrophic 50 casualty accident.
Well, I also just say vacation, a permanent one. And he walks out of the room. And with that,
you didn't answer my question.
He doesn't care what happens to them. Depends on how well you guys do.
Oh, I meant, like, where do we go once they're gone? Or is he going to come back?
He's leaving at the moment. Unless you have any additional questions to grab him and hold on for more questions.
Yeah, I was wondering how we're going to get our money. Like,
he's wondering how to meet him when it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you would ask him for how you're getting paid, then he says that, well, you're staying here after all, right?
Yeah, that's fine. I was just making sure that we had the beat.
Well, we'll hear about what you did, so we'll contact you after that.
Oh, you'll hear about it.
And he leaves the room. Unless there's anything else. Nothing from anyone?
Well, I'm assuming he gave us enough information to know where we're supposed to go for this.
Enough what to go with this?
I said I'm assuming that he gave us at least enough information to know where we're supposed to go.
I say that he gave you an information about the church and the thing happening in 2 days, although he did not give you any locations of the things. I say that it is up to you to find out where this church and what church is this and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now we have to walk around town and ask, excuse me, do you know where the Shadow is?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, hey man, the ham-fisted approach got us where we need to go last.
I'm thinking that it sounds kind of evil and underground. They know about it. We can get a couple things done at the strip club that I saw last night, because there's probably going to be interweavings that have to do with that being what it is to begin with. We'll get information on the people you guys are looking for, maybe information on the guy I'm looking for, and possibly
I think I think we have to get in better with these people to get more information on the people that we're looking for.
Right.
However, we can probably definitely ask around that strip club. What is a strip club, by the way?
Yeah, Elwert's ears kind of
I'm
perk up.
gonna roll
at
an
the sound of
intelligence
strip
check to
club.
see if Trophy knows what a strip club is.
Yes.
It's just-
Roll intelligence.
As a sailor, he probably knows every single one in every single
Died.
bordello.
You know that there is extreme enthusiast for the people who has the t-shirts with the strips on them, and they would like to have like a collection of multiple strip t-shirts in here and there. And maybe you know that there is a group of people who would like to have a show off on who has the better strips.
I think they're like. I think it's like a club for people who really like striped shirts.
And then I write down the thieves can't sign that I saw, and I show it the other rogue so he can recognize what I saw also.
And Balin, you know that that is a mark for assassination requests.
I
I'm
give him
confused.
the thieves can't affirmative, whatever hand gesture or whatever that is.
This is a cool interaction that we can have only because we have two rogues. Oh.
Yeah.
But yes, I know that some of you wanted
for
to.
playing an investigator, we would be able to understand it.
Yeah.
Well,
I know that some of you wanted to go and ask around the people. Is that still the thing that you want to do before you get to the strip club?
I want to find the fence. That's all I need to do today. Other than that, we can look for everybody's information.
Yeah, I want to go ask around the temples or any kind of churches around, and just kind of like, hey, I'm here. I have been this monastery, and just kind of be friends with them and trying to gather much of the information as possible.
the innkeeper is an
Roll
innkeeper. She'd have a lot of
persuasion.
knowledge too.
Yep,
You're
innkeeper you
from,
can ask.
you're from a monastery?
It's a monk.
Yeah, I'm a monk.
No. Oh, he
I mean,
no,
not
no.
quite.
Zero is a monk, actually.
Valen is just mind blown that a wood elf would ever join such an organized
Yeah.
infrastructure.
Oh my gosh, I'm not
Why do you-
refusing.
Why do you keep trying to persuade people? You have a -1 in it.
Zero.
You never know.
Zero would approach people saying that, hello, I'm from the monastery there, and then many people say, no, we don't go to monastery, sorry.
Yeah, we don't want your business.
They immediately
God.
shut you down and
Only
try to
I'm
walk away from you
charismatic.
as soon as possible, yes. Although it
I
is
see.
still heavily raining outside, I say that you guys go afterwards, talking with few people, goes to the strip club.
Oh, I wanted to go sell the art. I need to sell this art. The fence.
I'll give you time on the next long rest for you to sell the art objects.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we just go inside, and all of a sudden we're blasted by "Girls, Girls, Girls" by Motley Crue.
No, actually, before I got there, I wanted to roll a perception check from the outside of it to see what kind of like feeling I would get from it, or how I would view it. Having also never been. to a strip club myself.
I'm gonna aid him in the casing of the joint.
Very much so. Perception with advantage. 14, you know that most of the places where assassins would reside would have multiple exits, although you do not see any one of them. You do not find any exits on the front line, but you do know that usually, at least the entrance seems to be pretty normal. There's no one guarding it or no one watching over the entrance at the moment. As you know, the nature of the job, generally people don't want people to be watching them when they're going in.
Sorry.
Yeah, you know that it is pretty much safe from the surveillance from the nearby area.
So I look at the guys with me. I'm like, oh, what do you guys think?
Well, I imagine we have to go inside and make friends with the locals.
Oh, at this point, Elwert's disappeared. He's already inside looking for a dance.
I was saying, and then just on another opinion from somebody else other than my own thinking, do we want to let them know that we know where they went to last night? Or are we going to play this off as we just happen to show up in there earlier also?
I think we're gonna have to play it off. We're a couple of hard criminals looking for. Well, we are a couple of hard criminals looking for a good time. So.
All right.
Okay. if you were to, if all of you guys would go in, and Elliot, as you were going in, one old gnome greets you. Old gnome woman kind of stops you in the entrance, and she goes like, "Greetings. Well, you're looking to have a good time. How long will you plan to stay? I don't recognize your face."
I'm new in town. I'm just looking to stop in for an hour, get a little midday pickup.
Can you repeat that? There was some background noises. I couldn't hear.
Yes, I'm new in town. I'm just looking to stop in for an hour or so, get a little midday pickup before I go about my business.
Oh, just for a short time. Well, I'll say that you can pay maybe $10. Not dollar, fucking hell. 10 gold for 1 hour.
Absolutely, hand over 10 gold.
Yeah, and don't forget to tip the people inside. And go in.
Oh, definitely.
And
As soon as Valen walks inside, he's going to be absolutely gobsmacked that there are girls dancing naked for money. This is just baffling to him.
Oh no! What are you saying? There's no girls talking inside. I don't know what you're thinking about what is happening inside the strip club, but it is totally up to your imagination. It could be a bunch of t-shirt
You
strips.
said
You know?
strip club.
Yeah.
Strip club.
He's just very flabbergasted that there are things happening in here that we're going to leave totally, completely
Ambiguous.
ambiguous. Yes.
But also, you guys are going in. This old man will stop you inside. You too.
I thought it was a woman.
This old woman, yes, this old hag-looking woman. Although for Tropy and for Zero, she sounds just regularly usual. She is asking about how long you're planning to stay. It is good to see you. But for you two, it sounds very differently in the Thieves' Cant. She asks you, "Are you here for business or for fun?" She asks. And for you two, it sounds just similar. She's talking regularly. I cannot hear all of you. Actually, is it my... Oh, you're muted at the moment.
No, I didn't say anything yet.
No, I saw
was
the...
muted. Yeah, I was muted. That's correct, but I couldn't hear a whole sentence of yours.
Did you... No one heard what I was saying?
No, I heard you.
Say, "Are you here for business or pleasure?"
Okay,
Yeah.
I heard the business and that was it.
Ivor!
just look at Tropy and just, like,
No!
Oh, looks like you dropped.
Yep.
That was why. That was probably why we lost it for a second.
Yep. For those people who understand Demidon, is your character does like to reply anything?
Well, I was kind of hoping to go into sleep mode after I get in there, but yeah, I'm just here. I have some questions, so I guess I'm here for business. Who would I be able to speak to about that?
For the special rooms, you'll be on that directions. For you two gentlemen, if you want, it'll be 10 gold per hour.
I'm just gonna look to the others and say,
I'm with them.
I think I'm gonna have to step outside, fellas. I don't got any gold on me anymore.
I'm with them.
I was just gonna say they're all with me.
She thinks for a moment and says that if that is what you wish, sure, go in. And Ellen is separated. Oh no! Oh no! Would you like to do anything for Ellen?
Yeah, he was actually going to try to question.
Yeah.
He was actually going to try to question one of the dancers.
All right.
So he's paying for his information. We just got to.
Yeah.
Okay, so it'll be two different.
I don't know if thieves can. I'm just a bard.
Okay, many. Hey, you're back. Many of the. So I'll process the Ellet's point of view first, I'd imagine, because he went in first. And if you were to go in there, many of them are showing up their strips. I don't know what they are, but they're showing up their strips. And yeah, many women are showing up who can do the strip better, which strip and the shirts are good better, and stuff like that. And you can grab any one of them on the show and ask them any questions. What do you want to ask?
Okay. We'll see if there's a cute tiefling girl. Grab one of them.
So Aaron has a type.
Yeah, tiefling. Yeah.
Tiefling is the type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Demon girl.
Valen's here for business, so That's what he said to the lady.
Yep, you grab a tiefling, and she comes to you and says that, well, you have an eye for looking for the fine thing. How do you like my strip? And she'll show you.
It's quite spectacular. Best strip I've ever seen.
Yeah. And she'll show off her strip for the next few minutes, unless you want to initiate something.
Okay, now, I want to question how much it would be to get a private dance so I can have somewhere where I can be questioning without people overhearing.
Oh my goodness, what the? She looks at you and says that, well, it will cost extra for the rooms.
How's 20 gold to start sound?
That sounds good. And she drags you in to one of the rooms.
Alright.
The private. Yep, and inside, many of the black hooded dudes are actually standing in here and there, and seems to be guarding the local areas from anything happening. They have shock size as you're entering the room. But you two manage to get inside of the room. Yes, you got it. I say that you go into the room, and rest of you, 4 of you, who is following the old woman, go into one of the it detours on the other side, and you guys thought that this was just a direction to the closet, but oh no, it has a secret passage that seems to be leading into one of the smaller rooms on the insides. And she points you all to the insides and gestures you to go in. And if you were to go in,
have we noticed any runes or not runes, but any writing or anything like that on the walls on the way in? Anything that feels or seems odd and out of place as elves and rogues?
Can you repeat that?
So is there anything that seems odd and out of place as being both elven and rogue way in that we feel like it could be a trap of some sort?
What role would that be? Insight. I say insight. If you were to suspect the people's motives or look around.
I will aid.
I will also aid.
I'll say roll individually. It's fine. Each of you. For this occasion, at least. And same for Zero.
There we go. Good rolls.
Oh, 2.
Scott?
Scott?
Still just flabbergasted at all
I'm looking disapprovingly at all these elven girls showing off their strips.
Disapprovingly.
He forgot what we were doing. He's had too much to drink.
Valen's already like day drunk. This is just ruining his whole thing.
For Eletria's, it leaves you a little bit clueless and hanging, a little bit intense, as you have never been in their services before, at least in this area. And for Tropy and Sam, those people around you, they don't seem to be having any hostile intent that you can usually feel from the attitudes or how they poses, but you do not feel or sense any of the hostilities against these folks.
Now I'd like to roll a perception check to see if I could find either a water genasi girl, a turtle girl, or maybe a mermaid girl. Out of any of those.
Alright!
It's not at all a complicated request, I suppose.
Right?
17.
Roll 1d20 too, on top of it.
I found a
Straight D20.
So.
Hit on. Eight.
You do not find any of those exotic races in the places. They could probably use a wider selection, but no, they only have few type of t-shirts.
Tropy is just gonna take out a pen and paper. Lack of variety. And...
Oh wait, when Tropy pulls out his paper, Val's gonna be like, "Oh, you want to borrow a pen?" And hand him.
Thank you. And I just began writing my Yelp review.
Oh my god!
I began writing my medieval Yelp review.
4 out of 10. But yes, as you guys are going inside, for a few of you, very weird vision is in there. In there, you see one dark elf sitting in the wood, although you cannot quite exactly see his face, as there's not enough light reaching his face. But, yeah, and he... As all of you enters the room, the guys behind closes the room behind, and there's 2 guys currently standing behind you. And Peach gestures all of you to sit down.
How's it going, friend?
Actually,
Hello?
before we go on to this sequence, I'll go switch back to the how Ellen is doing at the moment. You managed to get into a single room with this tiefling girl, tiefling woman. What do you like to do?
I'm gonna say to her, I hear there's a fun little party happening 2 days from now. Have you heard anything about that?
Or persuasions with advantage.
Okay. Persuasion.
Her face goes kind of shit-faced, like, what? There's a party that I haven't been invited to? And she says that there's a party I've been invited to there. And she seems to be pretty mad and upset.
Oh yeah, I hear there's going to be a crowd of about 50 people or so. It's underneath one of the churches around here, supposedly.
Oh, churches. Why would they have any fun parties?
Oh no, I hear it's going to be exceptional.
Well, if it is opened by churches, then I don't think I'd be going to them anyway. Well, and she would share you the part of the beauties of the t-shirt stripping with you in the private room. Unless you have any other questions that you would like to ask her.
I'll toss her 10 gold and then see if she knows anything about any major organizations here outside of the people running this establishment.
Honestly, it'll be out of my league for role-playing as the hookers or the strippers on the outside, so I'll skip that part of your imagination.
Yeah.
But you hear the information that there is 3... It's a pretty simple background. So there is 3 big groups that seems to be ruling the town, known as 3 kings. And one is Sharp-Hand Cody, has all the gangsters and assassins, and she'll tell you that she has the Cody has one of the connections with this place too. And the other one is I just copy and paste it. Is someone named the Terrifying Shakila.
Okay.
And the other seems to be known as a Silent Hand. And as far as you can tell, that she's talking that there are some fanatical people who seems to be like mauling people on the street in the open within some days. But when she's talking about Silent Hand, and when she's talking about Shakala, she says that they are like rich folks with quite impressive mercenary personal groups, and they seem to be occasionally visiting here time to time, as far as she's concerned, making a very good business deals with them.
Okay, she said the Silent Hand were the like people who are in the streets bugging people.
Can you repeat that?
The Silent Hand. She said they were the group that's like in the street harassing people. I think you said.
They said that they are pretty open about their religious figures, and she would tell stories about her childhood friends beaten to death by the mobs of them, and some brutal stories like that.
And one last question. I'm just going to see if she's heard of the Shadow Enclave, if they're connected to any of these groups.
She would not have heard of the name Shadow Enclave.
Okay. Well, I'll tip her another 5 gold and be on my way.
Oh, you're not going to spend the full duration in there?
Well, I mean, at the end of the full duration, I'll tip her the 5 gold.
I start stripping.
I'll get my money's worth.
And I'll say that you now know
Okay.
All right.
That's Elbert's new girl.
You probably paid her more in the last hour that she got in 4 months.
Yes, but the Ella will be busy for next hour for having his fun in the rooms. And
Okay,
going back to all
yeah.
of you.
Yeah, when we get downstairs, I'm gonna say in Thieves' Camp to the dark elf behind the whatever.
He's just hooded, Dark Elf. He doesn't... Yeah. He's not hiding in anything. Just behind the table, I guess.
Right, I didn't say he was hiding, just where he's behind, wherever he's behind the table. I'm gonna say, "Good morning, friend."
And he says that... Who's your target?
We're looking for information on the Shadow Enclave.
You hear the significant sigh, and he says that, did you not see the sound outside? It's not
Can you
for
repeat that?
information.
Do you know where the Shadow Enclave's church is? That's all I really need to know.
For informations, go somewhere else. Is there business you bring here?
I have money, if you can tell me where the Shadow Enclave is.
If there's no business, I say our business is done here. Please leave.
Can I roll an insight on him?
No,
Yeah,
I know
always.
what he wants, but that's fine.
What are you inciting?
I'm like trying to figure out what his problem is. Like he just seems so sad right now, man. Want to know?
Yeah.
15.
You notice that his faceless thing, it kind of reminds you of a mayor back... Actually, your character never seen mayor. Damn it! God! Never seen mayor. Oh my goodness. Some of the fish people that they would have an expressionless face, and this guy is one of it. And you know that he's doing a pretty good job hiding what he's thinking or emotions when he's talking. And you can...
I'm gonna try Aletrius in Sylvan and say, I don't think that this is the sort of establishment we're going to get information at all.
I shrug. I'm going to fold up a piece of paper with the name on it and slide it to the guy at the desk. And the name is the guy. The name is Jara, the guy that I'm looking. But
what's
Jara.
What's the name on the paper?
Jara. The name you gave me.
Why do you want him dead? In player? Can you?
I literally just silently all hold up that paper and just slide it to him to let him know that's the information I want. Just to see what his reaction is to read the name and see if he divulges information on it.
No, but he is the...
Because he keeps asking what we want. So he asked about the Shadow Enclave and didn't get any answers. So I'm sending him that to let him know what I want.
He looks at you seriously, because this is the one of the contact that you're supposed to meet in the Assassination Guild. So he was asking who to kill, and you give him this name.
Oh, I thought he was just asking what information.
That's why I was asking, like, why do you want him dead?
okay.
That's I was very confused about.
He was asking for who to kill.
I'm like,
okay.
That's why I was like, what?
Yeah,
what does he? What?
Okay.
This guy isn't an assassin. Like,
Yeah.
he's not the one we're supposed to be focusing on.
Zara is the assassin.
Right. So
contact.
then, no, I'm not sliding him that. I was just
Yeah.
trying to. Yes, I was just trying to. I thought it was for information gathering. Is what we're here.
Okay, so you don't
so
slap
no,
the
then I
name
don't do
Zara
that.
on the table.
No.
I was like, he will be like, like, he's like,
Wait a minute.
I can see that it's all business down here on this end, so I'm gonna go back upstairs where our people are degrading themselves.
Oh, but is there anything that you would like to do with him other than that?
I guess I'll give him, because Oh, I gave you guys my real name. But I'll give him my real name also. Let him know that I am Aletrius, and I'm in town. And if anybody is expecting me, just have them get in contact with me at the Raven's Nest.
The people, though, at the beginning I said that you know the name. You have heard from the other assassination skill that if you say the name Zara, I know I'm looking for Zara or finding Zara. Then
oh, okay. So yeah, so to pass along to Zara that I'm at the Raven's Nest, and I should be back there this evening.
Oh, you know Zara. Well then, you will be done. But tell your friends, and he's speaking in Thieves' Cantrip, Thieves' Can, saying that tell your friends, don't come here for no business.
Okay.
And he'll see you out. Unless if there is something funny that you want to do in here.
I can't have. Wait, I can't come here for any business.
No, unless you're here for business, don't come here for.
Oh no! I totally understand that. So to Jiro and Troppy, this sounds like a totally innocuous conversation. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I just look and shrug, like, what?
I was just like,
I'm confused. Just look around. Like,
it
what?
sounds common the whole time, but it has very different meaning. He's suddenly asking about how is the weather and how is the fruits that are in the markets doing, and suddenly weird, like, it shifts to like there's like a bird in the cliff that is looking for a summer's egg, and it's like, what is going on? And that in the point of view,
I think he has some brain issue.
We
might have to heal him.
Have a collective brain spasm. Break out your healer's kit.
Yeah,
Troppy, I think you need to just electrocute his brain a little bit to wake him up.
All right, I just like rub my hands together as a defibrillator.
If you touch me, I'm going to hit you.
Yeah. I just like rub my hands together and like put him on right between his right on his head. Like I'm holding like Gordon Ramsay. What is this? An idiot sandwich. And yeah, make an attack, go in and roll a punch.
The rolling punch?
Yeah, because I'm right next to him, so he can't really shoot an arrow at me.
Missed.
Oh. In character fighting! Woo! Although...
No, you actually do land, it just doesn't do anything. Dude, do you not see this fucking show? Just let me do this. And I send a little bit of electricity through his head. Not enough to really shock him, just enough to get his brain going.
I'm not letting that happen. I'm walking out of the room.
Alright then.
Oh, the turtle and the elves are chasing after each other.
Is there anybody outside the room come out, or is it just a dark hallway again?
It is a dark hallway, and you'd be getting out to the area where the rest of the people are enjoying the beauty of t-shirts and stripping.
But it's still a darkened area. Yeah, there's still shadows and stuff.
Yeah.
Throughout. So I mean, I could slip in the shadows and listen to individual conversations.
In the stripping area, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I'd like to try to do.
Yeah, you managed to hide very well. Although, do know that there are trained assassins here that are looking out for any.
Yeah, I'm not trying to listen to the assassins. I'm trying to listen to the common folk that are in there that I might be able to have a conversation about what I'm looking for in 2 days.
I'm gonna just go up to the bar and painstakingly look away from the t-shirts, and I'm gonna go up to the bartender and say, you know what happened to my vertically challenged cousin?
That actually sounds like
right there next to you.
Oh, Elliot is actually enjoying himself in the room, right?
That's what that he's just trying to figure out where Elrit went. Like,
he looks at you cluelessly and says that I don't speak Thieves' Cant. What does that mean?
Do you know where Elrit is? He's a halfling. He looks a little sickly. He
Wow.
Okay, Elliot, is that the correct description? Out of 1 to 20, how much is the correct description that is?
Yeah, if Elric, considering that Elric's been like through water and shit, I guess all the makeup he originally had on is gone. So yeah, he'd look kind of sickly.
Okay, so degree of 1 to 20, how much?
I'd say 15.
Okay, roll persuasion check. Yeah, 9 is good enough.
I can't roll
9 is
10 to save my life.
There was only one sickly-looking halfling that passed away that was clearly obvious. I was like, oh, that one! I think he's having fun in that room there. And he
Okay, I'm gonna go up to where he's having fun in that room, beat on the door, and say, "Alright, time to go!"
Yeah, hold on. Hold on, let Brielle showing me her special strip.
And Zero and Trophy, you guys are. What are you guys exactly doing in the thing? Are you guys waiting around too?
Yeah, I'm just like, hey, I'm just like walking out and like go wait with everybody else.
Yeah, me too. I'm just following Trophy. This place is so weird. They speak so weird, and
Right?
people are weird, and
And many of the girls or women approach you and say that you're weird, and they seem to be having raving with you or having the fun with you at the moment. But yes,
Elric leaves the room.
Trophy is just gonna be like, look, we thought this was one thing. Turns out it's something entirely different. We're just gonna head out here. We're just gonna take a break. Yep. Yeah, have a nice day, ladies.
Elric leaves the room.
Trophy and Jill are like so socially awkward.
he seems to be disappointed as you guys are leaving.
I'm not really socially awkward. It's not really that he's socially awkward. It's just that he's just a chill dude who's not gonna really judge anybody. But he's like, he was expecting a T-shirt convention in here.
They are maybe having T-shirts convention.
It is a T-shirt convention in here.
Okay, you know what this is? Okay, you know what? No need future reference. If you're uncomfortable with a certain location or atmosphere, just don't fucking do it. It's clear you added this because you thought it would help sell the CD atmosphere, but you're not really like that interested, or you're not that comfortable with us. So just future reference. If you're uncomfortable with something, just don't do it. We're not gonna hold it against you.
No, it's fine. It meant to be like this. It's fine.
Yeah.
I know.
Like, this is fine.
I know it was meant to be funny and everything, but I'm just like, this is just like, I don't really know what to do in here.
No, that's fine. It's just like, hey, leave, right? So it's fine. Yeah. It didn't mean to be like a place that you go to every day or stuff like that. So it's just meant to be a place. It is a crime lord. They run the different places. So, and the place perfectly reflects that. So,
yep.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, every 5 minutes or so, Valen's seriously going to beat on the door and interrupt. So just so Elric can't become comfortable with this whole thing.
And he finally comes out riding piggyback on the tiefling and then just jumps down in front of you. Big smile on his face.
You're a disturbing little man. Let's go.
That I am. Let's go.
Well, had I overheard any interesting conversations while moving throughout the room and him beating on doors?
Roll 1d20. Let's see what informations you hear about.
Give me some. Could have been worse.
Some of them seems to be talking about interesting machineries that he is talking about the contracts that he have, making the parts of the machines, but he seems to be talking about some ridiculous quantities that you usually wouldn't see in the other places. And most of them seem to be for weaponry related.
Okay. So what type of guy did he look like he was? Did he look like he was military or like a work?
He looked like a around 50-year-old man, pretty tired looking. You can see the black circles under his eyes. He's probably definitely not like the fighting type with the hands or muscles. Relatively muscless type of guy. Yeah.
All right, but no one for one. All right. So I happily see our little halfling come out, riding piggyback on a tiefling.
Yep. Highlight of his day.
And I start heading over towards the doorway, the exit door.
All right. If you guys were to leave the area, outside is still raining. Is there any future plans that you guys like to do?
We have to walk around and look for whoever's handing out flyers for this Shadow Enclave.
How and what details would you like to do so? Creativity, thinking, methods.
Let's see. Well, if we're going to be wandering around...
Are there any homeless outside by chance? I mean, it's raining, but I mean, is there any of the beggars or?
Good point. Roll 1d20.
I mean, we're outside of a strip club. They know people have money.
You do find few beggars, although you do know that in a city they're having quite a bit of crime problems. Generally, there are actually less homeless people, as donations are not very charitable in these type of areas. But okay. You do manage to find one on the street.
All right, I'd like to go up to it and him, her, it, she. What is it? They. I'm gonna head over to the group, and I'm gonna, I assume that they can at least recognize me for what I am, or in some regard as being a rogue, and therefore attached to the underground. And I'm just gonna kind of ask them. I'm gonna ask them if they know what church I can look into the Shadow on.
You're asking to the homeless guy about the church.
To the beggar, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Get off.
Roll persuasion. Okay. He looks at you and says that, well, I tell you, but I think I'm too hungry for that. And
I'm going to walk right up to him and just hand him 2 of my rations. Maybe these will help loosen your tongue a bit.
Oh yes, that would certainly do. And he does take 2 rations that you have, and he looks at you and says that there is no open big church built, but I know that many of my friends are being recruited into this weird underground church that they're having on the place. Although I could bring you there if you like, but they...
I would like that. I would like that very much.
That'd be greatly appreciated, friend. By the way, do you happen to know what god they follow?
No, I don't buy any of those god stuff. And he seems to be very resentful as he's saying that.
I approve of your lack of piety, sir.
I want to give him 2 gold pieces out of pocket. Like, here is our early payment for all your help.
Woo! Okay.
I'm gonna drink that bottle of fine wine, like right in front of me.
A bunch of guys just came with the street club with like nice clothes. They give him drinking wine.
Yeah, Valen is not well dressed. His clothes are not nice, but yeah.
Okay. He would bring you guys to a relatively remote location. There doesn't seem to be many traffics in this type of areas, and the place that he bring you guys is one small cemetery where there is a crypt that are built in the center. Definitely not a place where many people would gather.
This church is under a cemetery. I just wanted to, put that out there.
And he nods his head and says that, well, you know what to not mess with. Those type of people. Oh.
But you said your friends have been getting recruited into here, so... Okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, they said that they have free foods and whatnot, but always, there's a price to pay at the end.
Ah, you're a wise man.
Yeah, you're wiser than your friends.
And he says that, well, if that is all, then I'd be taking my leave. And
Thank you very much for your help.
Valen thinks about giving him a gold for a minute and then decides against it.
Decides against it.
He's like, oh, never mind.
Shelby can't really give him anything else because he's out of gold.
Hey,
Yeah.
Your friends, when they get recruited, do you see them again?
I say you asked it before he leaves. He looks at you and says that, well, I try not to see them. Whenever I see them, then they try to bring me in. That's how it usually worked.
Right. Okay, well, you have a good day.
Well, you too. Well, thanks for these. And he's probably eating on the dry meat. Probably not too dry as the rain pours down, but
I'm gonna pass him like the bottom third of that wine and be like, there you go, buddy, drink that off.
he'd gladly take it as it warms his bodies up, and he'd take his leave. All right.
So this church is under a cemetery. I'm just
You
putting that out there.
guys are in front of the giant cemetery. There seems to be at least hundreds and hundreds of tombstones and a graveyard that have been buried, that have been made here. And in the center, there is a pretty big crypt that is that are built. And in many of the smaller places, there are smaller crypts built on the sides, but not as prominent as the central one. Is there any action that you guys like to take?
I'm just going to.
This town
I
is
can find-
the oldest. This is the oldest settlement that have been built. And sorry, yeah.
Oh, it's the original one.
I'm just
okay.
gonna take a look around, see if I can find any indication of what kind of religion these people might be following.
Very good. Roll religion.
16. By the way, it's really weird that religion isn't an intelligence stat to me.
As recalling the informations about the old time, I guess. But
Yeah.
if you were recalling correctly, there are many divisions of churches that worship the god of death or those type of undeath gods. There are even some demon worshippers where they claim that they're religions and worships the demons or lords of undeads that lives in the nine hell and whatnot. And probably those come to your mind very first when you were linking these together.
Yeah, sir. Yeah, sorry guys, I can't really get a precise god here. I'm not too familiar with the land gods.
No, that's fine. They're all made
Oh,
up.
you're good.
Is there anyone standing at the entrances to any of these crypts?
Currently, there is a heavy storms involved. All the
Oh, that's right,
doors
you can't
seems
see
to
them
be relatively closed. All of them, at least you can see, has like a wooden thing set up in front of them.
Okay. I want to get close to that biggest crypt. Just stand right outside it and cast Detect Thoughts. See if I can notice anybody immediately inside.
Yeah.
All right. Most of you follow.
I'm gonna go and be my boy's wingman, just in case somebody tries to beat up my friend.
I'm going with them too, just in case anybody tries to beat either of them up.
Yeah. Since there's like a muddy, is there any tracks that people have been walking towards in specific direction?
Very good point, but also weather is constantly heavy raining. So if it is relatively rained and the muds are not disrupted, then sure, but it's being washed out very quickly and constantly. There's like a water running on your feet the whole time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see.
Although if you want to, you can try it. Why don't you try survival? It'll be pretty hard, but if you roll well, anything is possible. Woo. Yes. See, you roll well! Yes! There seems to be a lot of traffics, although it is very limited in positions that you see, and many of them are being washed out, but there are quite a bit of traffics leading to the center. And you notice that these are probably in the counts of hundreds, maybe even more.
What? Wait, there's quite more than what? How many?
More than hundreds.
Oh,
so
okay.
you can think of it like a 200, 400, 500, 600s.
Yeah, and I just, like, as I'm walking, like, guys, I see a food traffic going that direction.
Well, let's take a look at it.
Then, yeah.
And Alan's mind reading as you're going in front and casting the detect DOS in the door. You would detect two humans inside, and both of them seems to be praying at the moment. And if they were reading, then they seems to be calling the prayers to the god named Shadow Lord.
Shadow Lord?
Shadow Lord.
Is Delrit saying
His
this?
edgy as fuck name. It is super edgy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is he the god of edge?
But yes, you don't exactly get the details of what this is, but many of them, the prayer itself seems like a regular prayer. They seem to be praying for their good health and good life and good for their families and those people inside. And some power given to them, they say that bless them to the power to see those people who doesn't believe and convert them power and give them wisdom and whatnot. And, but all the good stuff, nothing like too psychopathic.
Okay. Let's see here.
This was inside the mausoleum that he detected it from.
Mm-hmm. The wooden barricade that seems to be blocking the door is not exactly hard to remove. Probably you could just grab it and then just put it on the sides and go in if you'd like to.
I'm gonna do it since I'm technically the strongest one here right now.
Alright.
Before
wait, are we
that,
going in right? Yeah, before he does that, I'm gonna be like, wait, are we going in right now?
yeah,
I mean,
before-
we're just gonna talk to them, or we gotta actually kill. I mean, we're just gonna talk to them at first.
No. I just wanted to know where they were. I'm still planning on murdering them. Shadow Lord doesn't sound like a wholesome deity.
I'm gonna roll
Plus-
another religion check to see if I know what the Shadow Lord is.
Alright.
Plus, we get paid better for doing better. So if we wait for it to be there instead of just 6 of them, however it might be there.
That's what I'm saying. I'd rather handle it
That's
when
an
there's 50
18.
of them when there's 50 of them in a group.
You certainly know that Shadow Lord is not a name of God that you know or heard of. This is not a deity, for sure. Either is Demon Lord, Devil, Archdevil, or maybe some old god or some guy pretending to be the god, but it is not a standard deity that you can think of.
So Troppy's just got his arms on the barricade. He suddenly remembers what the Shadow Lord is. Just go walk backwards.
Are you telling us what the Shadow Lord is?
Yeah, I tell you guys. Oh, wait. Elred, you said that they're praying to something called the Shadow Lord, right?
Yep.
That's a bad dude. That's a bad dude. Bad juju with him. He's not really a god. He's more of an archdevil or some type of old god.
Oh,
No,
wonderful.
I don't think he's an old god because those guys because most of the old gods I know of only come from the sea, and this guy doesn't sound like he comes from the ocean.
Before my detect thoughts wears off, if I want to try to probe deeper into one of them, I have to be able to see them, right?
I think you do.
Can you post a spell description once more?
Yeah, one sec.
Oh my goodness, Shelter of the Faithful! You wanted to use the background for the Acolyte? Detect
we're not
gods.
yet, so.
probe. Can focus your mind on any one creature that you can see within 30 feet. Yes, you have to be able to see it in order to focus it.
No, I'm assuming we can't see through that barricade.
Can we disguise as a homeless people and just walk in and see what's up?
That is a horrible plan.
That is a great plan.
They've been recruiting homeless people.
We can send one person.
Yeah, that's a plan to get. Yeah, that's a plan to get into the party. That's not a plan for right now. We need to sell the things we have, tool up, get ready to murder 50 demon cultists. We have a full couple of days. You know, it's gonna be all right.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
By the way, for clarifications,
You guys just want to head back to town, maybe like see if we can find somebody to sell your stuff, and then out the tavern for the next couple of days.
I feel like the more we wait, though, the more people that they're gonna have, more followers.
They're gonna have their giant summoning ritual party in 2 days. We know where they're all going to be. I want to murder them then.
I also wanted to point out that...
Are you yelling this right next to the door?
I'm not yelling it.
I also wanted to point out to remind you guys that we get paid more for doing it right. And if we go and do it now or tonight, the guy that we're looking for, which is the Shadow Lord, probably won't be there. It's the party's in his favor, and they're praying to him now. So if they're praying to him,
we're supposed to murder a god?
Well, we're supposed to eliminate whatever's there. So, and they said at the night of the party.
Hey.
I agree with the elf. Oh, I'm so glad there's so many elves now.
I'm just gonna shrug my shoulders and go, all right, I'll follow you, guys. All right, I'll follow you, bro.
We have 2 days of planning and strategizing. We watch it for a day. We have at least 3 of us that don't sleep a whole lot. They can come out and see what's going on.
That's true. It's also, no offense, some of you are not as sneaky as some of us.
And I'm just gonna roll a stealth check real quick.
In fact, that is very
just to prove it to us.
that is a very good time for you to hide.
Actually, Valen's gonna go. Oh, where did he go?
No, I'm doing the crunk. I'm doing the crunk stealth, like.
Oh man.
Also, you guys are trying to hide in this place, and but suddenly, while you guys are talking, you guys notices there's 2 people approaching into your directions, along the 60 feet, and most of you guys weren't trying to hide, from as far as I could tell from the descriptions. Yeah. I was talking, they would recognize all of you as well.
I did. I rolled my stealth.
I'm going to use Mask of the Wild. As soon as I see people approaching through the mist, I'm going to vanish.
All right. I'll take the 23 then and roll stealth. They don't know that still some people are there.
I'm just going to...
I am a freaking ghost!
I'm just going to raise my arm in greeting. What's up, dudes?
And you see one taller guy. He seems to be about 6 feet tall, and he seems to be bringing one guy about 5 feet tall. People in a rag, more like, and he seems to have like this sign of was it hypothermia? Is that how you call it? With a low temperature, as all of you have suffered all the way here.
Hypothermia.
Yeah, and this one man, he seems to be in a raining coat similar to the one that you're currently wearing, preventing from the too much rain, but also you can see the signs that his hands are kind of freezing too. And the taller guy greets you on the way as well as you're approaching and says that, yeah, hello, yeah, don't mind us. And the 2 of the guys starts walking through you.
I'm just going to put my hands on their shoulders. I don't think you guys want what's going on down there.
The taller guy looks back at you and says that, "Oh, you're not our follower?"
No, I got a different god.
Oh, well, religious differences are okay and accepted. If you want to hear more about our gods and talk about it, then why don't you come in too? I was about to tell this wonderful fella about our gods.
I'm just going to slyly say under my breath, "Can't worship something that is a god."
Your intention is for him to hear it, or?
Yeah, I basically doing that. Oh yeah, totally. You're totally real. God's totally real and stuff. I'm basically pulling a Valen right now.
Yep.
Actually, no, you're not, because Valen is like full of subterfuge and goddamn guile. So I don't know.
He looks at you and says that, well, I understand where you're coming from, but this God didn't help him. I did, and the principal did. So if you excuse me, then we'll get the shelter. And he passes in with this guy beside him. Is Ellen like to do anything? You can see this guy's, certainly.
So I'm just kind of watching.
Alright, he goes close to the cemetery and pulls out the wooden parts, and then he goes in. And before he closes, and it's like, "It is cold out there, are you sure you guys don't want in?" And at the moment, he's only looking at Ellen, I'd assume, because 3 of you just decided to hide.
Oh, yeah. We're fine. We're getting ready to head back towards town.
Alright, good luck then. And
nobody sees elves till Christmas morning. Come on.
So he opened up the door and went in.
Yeah.
What could I see inside of the door when he opened it up?
Inside of the door has 2 torches lit up on each of the sides, and in there, you see there are some wall pictures and few of the how do you say, coffins on the sides, although it is on the sides undisturbed. There's 2 chairs in the front, and 2 of the guys seems to be sitting and praying, as Elliot had detected. There seems to be some sort of stair that seems to be leading to downstairs, but it is too dark for you to see what is.
Now, I'm going to be dead honest here. I don't know much about human gods, but how many of them have churches inside of a mausoleum?
Well, from what Turtle Boy was saying, doesn't sound like this is an actual god.
Roll religion.
Man, you're going to love this roll. Hold up. Let me do that.
I should get a +2 one.
Valen knows jack shit about human gods.
With 8, you're trying to think of any gods that has the church under the cemetery. You do not know any.
And
I've been
doing really good with my religion rolls tonight. Oh, never mind.
Ellen!
I was paying special attention to.
Right now I can't hear you guys, but I assume that's okay at the moment. Ellen, you know that there are very few gods who would have the cemetery as a church, but yeah, you don't know any. Sam, 0 knows no gods that has churches underground. Generally, they would have, even if there was a god of grave, there's clerics that are dedicated to protecting graves and whatnot. They would have churches above the ground and have the priests go into the cemetery.
Right, that's what Valen assumes. Like, even a priest of a death god who's like benign would be like working as a funeral coordinator or whatever, not a underground mausoleum thing.
Yeah. Regardless of what type of gossip that it is, this seems to be extremely out of ordinary, at least as far as your general common knowledge would go.
And I will share my knowledge. Like, hey, this is weird. This is just very funky.
Oh my god.
Out of curiosity, Zero, which weird human god do you worship?
Me? I worship,
You said you're a monk.
Raz? I worship the
Question
god of
mark.
Raz, which is god of kindness and god of peace.
Well, I have to say you've picked the right crowd.
Well, thank you.
I mean, I worship the god of good times and going with the flow, man. No shots.
There we go. There we go.
With that, usually it's a 3-hour mark that we close the session here.
I was gonna say I'm gonna have to be going in a few minutes here.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm getting pretty tired.
But actually, I want to talk to you, Tall Guy, about the strip club parts about it. But thank you guys for playing, and if there's any suggestions, let me know. And I'll hopefully see you guys next week.
How
But,
much experience do we have now? You said we were 4,000 the other week. What about now?
I'll calculate up the EXP for the next session. Right now, you guys should be at 4,000.
I feel like we should have gotten something really, really good because of Elred managing to talk his way out of that encounter.
That is true. I will count that encounter as you guys won the encounter for that. It was pretty clever thingy, and we'll give EXP according to that. I'll get into that, but yeah. For the street color parts, were you uncomfortable about the topic?
No,
or do you think?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't that I was uncomfortable. It's just that because I like the joke about them, like just being strips or whatever. Like just showing off strips and stuff like that. That's funny and everything. The problem is that I really did not get a sense for like what the place was like. I did not get like the sense of feeling. The problem was that you were too vague about describing it, and it felt like you were just uncomfortable with talking about this sort of thing.
At the beginning of the campaign, because I do know that some explicitly sexual or anything that is in that manner does make some people uncomfortable. And at the very beginning, from all my campaigns, I generally say that if there were to have any plus 18 contents, I will try to make them as vague as possible on purpose. So it was done on purpose, and it was more intended it will be run in that direction. So everything is vague, like just ding! And then, that's why it's a joke about like a t-shirt strips. I was like, whoa, it's a t-shirt strip club. But
that's my only thing. It's just that it felt too vague to feel like a real place. Like you don't have to describe what the girls are doing. Just describe what kind of place it is. Is it dirty? Is it run down? Is it classy? Is it, like the description of like the guys just hanging around in the corners with the hoods? That sort of thing. Like just make the place feel real. We will fill in the dirty details ourselves because we are all fucking perverted dudes.
For the detail part, I think is a lack of my ability because I do have multiple complaints from the multiple different people that my details are lacking in the manner. It's just that my first language is not the English, and probably that comes there and the thing. But if you do let me know every time when you think details are missing, let me know and just say that can I get more details, and I will make sure to add in more because I love to have more details to help your RP and feel more real for the place as well. So
that's really the only thing I can think of at the moment. I'm gonna take off though because I need to get ready for bed soon.
Yeah, it's probably late for you guys. Good night. But yeah, feedbacks are welcomed, and I love to make changes based on feedbacks. You can say that this part was way too frustrating. This part, I felt like my character had no option to do anything. So there are times where you may feel like off way or something you don't like on the direction that things are going. If you give me suggestions, I'll try to make best of my abilities to aid that and change it. So let me know.
All right.
But yeah.
Bye.
Good night.
Night.
I'm gonna be here until everyone signs off. Yeah. Good night.